Oh. Yeah. No, I'm trying at least to get me an Oculus, but she's like, no. It's Facebook, yeah. Really? So that's probably the... That explains the memory size difference. Oh, so it's like Steam Link and yeah, like you say, that virtual. Oh god, I've got it here somewhere. Mm. Yeah. Yeah, voice attack's awesome. Shield! Papa, can you hear me? ...1980s or 70s when you used to put your face at the really close handheld thing. Yes.
Or something I'd type here or in Discord.
Right, we are live.
All right, welcome once again, everybody, to ClanUK Plays D&D. We need to get a better name for that, Mehdi.
I know.
But for now, it'll do. So let's recap on last week. So last week you were continuing to investigate a Cairn, which you believe was somehow related to Telvik Josaca, the scholar that you met in Seastrand. There, he had asked you to head over to both the tower and the cairn, try and find evidence that it did indeed belong to the family, and that he would offer you an amount of money. Can anybody remember the money that he was going to pay you?
8,000.
Don't say 8,000 because I know it definitely wasn't.
I
8,000.
believe it was
$1
50 gold pieces.
billion.
I remember 150, and I'm not kidding. That's what I remember.
Oh, okay.
But it could have been 50. I don't know.
Yeah, I know it wasn't per person, was it? It was a total amount.
It was a
group.
total,
So
yeah.
we'll go with 150. I'm feeling generous this evening. Okay. Yeah. So you were to then look for evidence. So in the ruined tower, you found evidence of of both a statue to a lady and a statue to a man, but both seem to be Josaca family members of some kind. And down in the cairn, you found a large, quite ornate sarcophagi that was chained down to the ground. That seemed to be in the name of Ernewell the. This is where the DM should make better note.
It was 175 gold pieces.
I know Josaca. He was the sword and shield broken statue that I remember.
Correct. Yes, and in the tomb that you're in, the cairn that you're in, you found another. You found another. The tomb, sorry, that was to Ernewell the Highborn. That was his name. And so you've kind of assumed linking Ernewell Josaca and Ernewell the Highborn. You've kind of decided to think that is perhaps one and the same person. You've also found some evidence of sort of blue scrap of cloth on some of the skeletons, which seem to indicate as well that they were part of his retinue. As you can see, we now have a nice holding page that we will commence the game every week on. And when we go and take a break, you just need to move your tokens into AFK or here, depending on whether you're here or still AFK.
Ooh, fancy.
It's semi-fancy. So let's get back to it. I have a cat in my way. That's not a problem.
Ignore what I said about the 175. That was for Godrenn, wasn't it?
Ah, Godrenn's 170.
Yeah.
Call it 150.
Let's call it 8,000. Nice round number, right?
We won't call it 8,000, Kurgan.
God damn it.
You were exploring the tomb in search of three green keys. You currently have 2 of them, I believe, on your persons. And you had just opened a secret door that revealed a room full of broken furniture and 2 more open sarcophagi, which a pair of skeletons climbed out. And at that point, we go straight to initiative as the first thing we do this evening.
I get the option to roll initiative for each of the dancing lights, by the way, still, Zed. They didn't automatically roll for them this time, but they're on the initiative list.
We can remove.
Can I remove them, or do you have to do it?
Can you right click on the last one and remove it, or is it me?
No, it's you. I can't interact with it on the
There
initiative.
we go.
I do remember you saying that the kind of doorway between where we are and where the skeletons are was not blocked, but there's a lot of stuff there that we'd have to dig through. Is that right?
Detritus and whatnot.
There's a lot of detritus. You don't necessarily have to dig through it, but it will cost you difficult terrain.
Difficult terrain. Okay, all right.
Can you guys hear me?
Hey,
Oh, hi, Jet.
Oh, good. That's good.
You're a little quiet, Jet, but I can hear you.
Right. Okay. I'll try and see if I can turn the sound up a little bit if I can.
Turn it up. Right, top of the round. It's a skeleton. It climbs out of the sarcophagi, and actually, it's going to take a bead on rage and shoot it with a short bow. Well, not shoot it. Shoot rage with a short bow. An arrow slams or kind of hits the wall just to the right of you, Rage, breaking on impact. Kurgan.
I'm still trying to figure out. Sorry, how cover works. So I just double click one of the skeletons to check for cover.
Yeah. So at the moment, you're from where you are. You will
I can't see
be.
shit, right?
Yeah. You'll also probably be going through. Which one did you click on?
The bottom one. I can
Yeah.
only see half of both of them.
Yeah. So clicking on the bottom one, the likelihood is you're going through both L'Oreala and through Rage to target it, which means you've automatically grant half cover.
Okay. Why is Dancing Lights checking their sight line? Oh, I got it. Hang on, I'm going to have to move my Dancing Lights out of the way.
Because you've selected it.
I didn't, actually. Is that going to help? Okay, 2 visible corners. Can I hold an action? I'm not going to move. I'm just going to hold an action until I've got a better line of sight on something.
So there's no concept of holding actions in 5th
Holding a
edition.
spell.
Ready an action. And then you
Ready.
need to declare the trigger.
All right, I am going to... Hang on. I am going to hold a firebolt until I have better line of sight to anything, because at the moment it's all shit.
Okay.
Can I do that?
So you want to ready an action to cast Fireball if you get a clear line of sight.
Yes.
That's absolutely fine.
Hang on, no, I've got half cover on that. Fuck it, no, I'm just going to attack it with a fireball.
All right,
Sorry.
go for it. No
Sorry,
worries.
folks.
It's fine.
Oh, that's not going to do it.
You roll a 13. Your Fireball misses.
It's asking me to do a damage roll.
Oh, it hits. Yeah, roll damage.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, no, I missed the word as well.
Well, there you go.
10 points of damage.
That's right.
Okay, your Fireball streaks out from your hand through the open secret door, slamming into the skeleton that has just started to re-knock its bow. Interesting. Anything else? If not, hit end turn.
I'm going to stay out of range. I've learned my lesson.
Mr. Rage. Mr. Rage, before you do anything, can you just hit your rage macro to make sure you're not raging?
That was continuation. I was raging.
Okay.
Or was that
All
the
right.
last one? I can't remember.
Yeah, you were raging in the last fight, but okay, go for it. It's fine. Keep an eye on that.
I also can't remember where. If you can see the map, where was the last fight?
The last fight was down here.
So we jumped through from, and then
You
just
you
walked around
jumped
the corner.
through and walked around the corner. You've had probably more than
Yeah, I think we searched the room and stuff, didn't we? So
the room as well. Yeah, so you wouldn't still be raging. Now you can go for it.
I don't think I've got any of those. I've got one left. I will use my bonus action and rage.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay, and you said it was
Difficult terrain.
good terrain, so that'll be 20 foot of movement just to move
To there.
to there. I can't see. Is there some?
There is a small wall in the way.
Oh, is there? Right, that'll be why. Okay.
So it can't see you, but you can see it at the moment.
Well, that says it's got half cover. What's blocking it?
The corner of the wall.
Okay.
If you move to there, you shouldn't have any.
That one doesn't have it blocking it though, so I will attack that one. That's okay. And I will swing my greatsword at it.
Go for it.
Ooh.
That's going to hit.
Let's see how much damage we can do.
Oh,
Nice.
beautiful.
Oh, that much.
Okay, so you kind of push your way through the rubble and then take a long a swing at the skeleton. Basically, Your blade slices through the bone, cutting through it. And it dies.
I'm mortified. I feel so bad for it.
Anything else?
I've just ended turn.
Okay. L'Oreala. Guys are very brutal, say.
Move into this doorway and target up this skeleton on the other side of Rage.
Okay. It's got half cover from the wall that it's the half a wall that it's kind of half behind.
That's fine. I'm just wondering where my spells have gone off my bar at the top. Has that been changed? Or
Ooh, has it been changed?
no, I've got inventory features, saves, checks, effects, conditions, and utility, but no spells. I used to have spells.
No, I never had spells up there.
There should be the
That's interesting.
features.
Nope.
No.
Oh yeah, look at that. Oh no, I haven't got my spells. I haven't got my spells up there.
I used to. It's vanished now. So
I've got my spells on the hotbar down at the bottom.
One guess is that the update that's happened has removed it for some reason.
I will attack this fellow with a mind sliver.
A mind sliver. And the skeleton sort of judders a little as your mind sliver impact.
Fantastic.
Take the damage.
Then I will move back out of the way and end my turn.
Ember.
I can't bring up my skills on that thing on the top of the screen.
Yeah. It looks like it's been updated and some of the things are either missing or lost or changed. I need to double check. So now you've got inventory, features, save, check.
Checks, effects, and conditions.
Yeah, you don't have saves.
Why don't you keep your character sheet open, popped out, so you can quickly jump between them? That's what I do.
Oh, right, in not in beyond the other one. Oh, I get it. Yeah.
And if you didn't know, if you press C, it will open your character.
Oh, I didn't know that. Thank you.
Yeah,
No, I
just
didn't
keep
until last week.
just keep it popped out, and then you can quickly jump between the two.
Double click the headline, it minimizes it. Use the pop out, you mean?
Yeah.
I thought of that.
So, Ember, what are you doing?
I could only see one skeleton which has just died, so I assume the other one's somewhere around there. So I'm going
the
to
other one must be hidden.
go into advance. Okay, it's 10, but you said it's uneven terrain, which is half.
Yeah, difficult terrain, so it's half speed moving through the rest.
So 10 for one square.
Correct.
Well, I can only move here because I got 25, and so I can't make the last 5.
You could take a bonus action to dash.
Oh yeah. I'm not moving there. I'm moving there, and I'm going to attempt to hide.
Okay.
And behind somebody that's bigger than me.
Okay, make a hide check. Stealth check, please. You disappear amongst all of the detritus in the chamber.
Okay, if I presume that's a door there, because it's just black for me. Can't see very well. So I'm going to hold an action, and if anything comes through that door that's skeleton-wise, I will shoot it with my bow and arrow.
Okay. Just ping where you're looking for me. There. Okay. It's not so much a door, but it is kind of. I understand what you mean. It's sort of an opening. So yeah, absolutely. Okay, hit N10 for me. To answer the question, I can delete them for you, or you can move them off to some other part of the map if you wish. It's up to you. The problem with a player is you're constrained by the walls, whereas I can drag it anywhere on the map.
I just don't want it to have to be you every time I want to fire them up or shut them down because it's a pain in the ass for you, right?
Yeah, it's not a massive pain in the ass for me, to be fair.
Right.
Well, it is a massive pain in the ass when I do that and replicate it again.
Just leave them for now. I'll leave them up for now. Don't worry about it.
You get rid of them. Move them where you want them to be. Somehow I've managed to replicate them for you. Okay, next up, skeleton. Right, so the skeleton will indeed step into here, and he will attack. I don't think he's going to see Ember, is he? Let's. No, so he's going to focus on hitting Rage. Shorts. Rage.
Screw you.
You get hit by a critical, taking 10 points of damage, but it's hard.
5.
Yep, it's hard. So it's taken it off already, but yeah. As the skeleton kind of steps through the opening and slices into you, almost catching you a little bit off guard. Ember, you can trigger your short bow attack. However, you will be at disadvantage. Technically, you are in melee range.
I am. Oh, so it's here.
It
Yeah.
see you, so it's an advantage. So it's just a normal call, isn't it?
I shoot it when it moved. Something came there.
Yeah, but he moved. Jesus Christ! Hold on. Come on, cat. You can't go on the keyboard because you move on my eye.
I wonder what's happening then.
Skeleton was teleported.
It moved diagonally though, Dart. So yeah.
Diagonally through doors.
It's not a door though, is it? It's an opening in a wall. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I could have used my rapier, but I didn't say that, did I?
Nope. Your held action is specifically with your short bow, unfortunately.
Do that from the Never mind.
Mr. Carroll just joined us.
Wait, don't I get advantages for being stealth? Does that cancel?
Yeah. So as Sorrental said, so you are disadvantaged for shooting into melee, but with advantage because it doesn't know you're there, so the two cancel it out. So it's a standard.
Normal.
16 should hit. You forgot to target the skeleton. Roll your damage, and
I can't see it. That's the problem.
see.
I can't see skeleton either.
I can see his mic. There's nothing around me. It's just
So Skelly. Oh, it's because your night vision. You got the night vision.
see here.
Yeah,
He's
it's
here.
because you have night vision. You have dark vision. So, can you see it now?
Yes.
There you go.
Ah. All right, so I will keep dancing lights up. By the way, dancing lights have gone twice the size they normally are.
Yeah.
Roll damage.
Yeah. Roll your damage.
What is my damage? Because I've got to roll it separately now, haven't I?
1d short bow, isn't it? 1d6 plus your dexterity.
You know, my mistake there, Zed, is that I assume because I can see a brazier on the map, I assumed that we had light, but I shouldn't, right?
I did the
Yeah,
same thing.
yeah. The brazier is casting light, but only a little bit of light.
Oh, okay, all right. I'll keep
It's the
dancing
equivalent.
lights.
I think it's the equivalent of a dancing light spell. Effectively, it's a continual flame
Okay.
casting light. So whatever
wait.
that is.
Hang on, I think that's. Oh no, it's that +5 to hit, but +3 damage.
Okay,
Is that
so
right?
yeah, so that's 6 plus that's 3, but it's 9 points of damage. And okay, the skeleton drops as you kind of stick your short bow almost into its chest and loose the arrow. The momentum of the arrow takes the rib cage with it, dropping the skeleton. And at that point, we will end combat. And you will all receive a massive 7 experience points. No, 14 experience.
Nice.
End combat.
All right. Well, let's start
Look at
digging
that.
around. Am I missing a dancing light? I can see.
Yeah. There.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
It was off the map.
Let's start digging around in the room then. I guess I'm going to start by trying to see if there's anything in the pile of rubbish that's, kind of was blocking the door before.
Give me an investigation check.
I can do that if I can remember how to do it. Blah, blah, blah. I can't see shit.
Scour through the rubble, and it's just broken furniture. There's nothing of interest other than splintered bits of wood, the odd rusted bronze nail, etc. There doesn't appear to be any kind of usable goods in it.
I guess somebody should start looking through the sarcophagi.
Yeah, we're looking for the third key, aren't we?
We are, yeah.
Yep.
I'm going to investigate the rubble as well.
Sure, give me an investigation check. Likewise, as you kind of glance through this, the broken remains of furniture, but there doesn't appear to be any useful items amongst the ruined furniture. And Lorelei and Kurgan kind of advancing into the room. You kind of glance into the 2 sarcophagi. They're empty. There are a few scraps of blue cloth, but other than that, there is nothing.
Okay, and there doesn't appear to be any niches in the wall or anything that would draw our attention.
No, there doesn't. It's there's a couple of urns on. There are ledges, but there's nothing. An empty lockbox on one that sits open, nothing inside it, and a couple of urns on the southern wall niche, but nothing. Again, nothing of use in the urn.
Making my way over to this door. I'm just gonna try and open it.
Okay. The door is unlocked, and it opens, leading you back into the main corridor where you first encountered the skeletons as you entered this.
Is there a door on the other side, directly opposite that door?
There does seem to be.
There does appear to be a door.
There's also this. I remember you saying it was a statue or something down here, right?
Yeah, appears to be a statue of well, it's a small golden statue. It appears to be from where you're stood at as you come out of that door. It looks like it's staring at you. But as you get closer, it isn't. It's just the way it's been created. It appears to be golden in nature. A couple of jewels for eye. Definitely has a monetary value.
Does it have any inscription or anything on the plinth? Or?
No, it doesn't have any inscription. No, it's just an odd sort of half-child sort of statue with wings.
Can I take this? Okay, so is the nature of the statue obvious to me? You know, does it belong to a particular god or
Give me
religion?
a religion.
Bollocks.
To say, I that's exactly what I was going to ask. Don't know if one of us wants to roll with advantage or.
Yeah, one of you roll with advantage.
No.
I'll just let Kogan roll.
I'll come back to you guys in a second. Kelgar, the door to the east is locked.
Ember, got a door for you here.
Oh, okay.
The statue appears to be a statue to Mitra.
I had a feeling it was reminiscent of the one that we found in the shrine.
Is it small enough?
However, this one appears to have a number of scratches, indents, and faded black daubing of some kind on it, like it's been defaced.
Something's at
Could
work.
I use prestidigitation to clean up the statue?
You could, yes.
I'll do so. I'll buff it up nice and shiny.
You do that, the defacement seems to disappear and fade, leaving you with still a cracked and marred statue, but certainly not a dirty or defaced one.
Is it a small... Sorry, go ahead.
The statue is probably foot and a half, 2 foot, foot and a half or so in height.
All right. Let's go to Dart. I want to start prying out the gems that it has in its eyes with the dagger.
Okay.
Can I just say once?
Perhaps you shouldn't do that. It's a statue to Mitra.
I don't know who that is.
My slight knowledge has vanished. I used to know last week. I'll have to look in the book. I believe it was. She's like a god of order.
Mitra is the god of justice, fire, and law.
Yes.
Domains, fire, good, healing, law, protection, sun. Alignment is lawful good. Symbol is scales of justice.
Right, so I'll take a step back and I'll keep half an eye on them.
Yeah, you would generally know that, Kurgan.
Yeah.
That is what Mitra is. One of the good gods.
I don't think necessarily anything dangerous would happen, but it doesn't hurt to have a god like Mitra at least on your side a little.
All right, and I just pause there, caught in the act with my dagger, like a centimetre away from the eye. Looking slightly guilty about it.
Once rage comes into the corridor, I'm going to cast my cure wounds on him.
There you go.
Awesome.
As if by magic I appear.
What's that I can smell? Is it healing?
Yeah, hopefully it's going to cast.
Yeah, it's a target, and then
it's targeted.
I just did the ability check with my, my dex bonus, but I didn't realise that I also get. I then did it through
Let's see if
that.
this works.
So which one's right? Is it
the 18 is right.
Oh, okay.
So if you just hit healing, it should cast you to roll the healing, and it should apply it to rage.
Oh, 7 points, hopefully.
Oof,
Oh,
good
nice
roll.
effect.
Oh,
I
that's my
don't know.
proficiency.
I
Right, get
don't
it.
know how to get rid of that bloodied splat, by the way. Apologies for that.
It's
I've
very
still got-
Watchman.
I've
The
not
only way
put-
to get rid of it is to actually delete the token and put the token back on. I need
If
to
you're
figure out-
using the FX thing, there should be one of the macros should be clear all auras or something.
Well, there you go.
Thank you, Medistra.
You're very welcome.
Still bloody to me.
Well,
Oh,
I've still got some damage on me anyway, so maybe it's fine.
Right, fellows, what is the plan of action?
It's open
Um,
the door, right?
Are you opening the door, Mr. Dart Ember?
No, I'm not. I let someone else do that. It's bigger.
You let somebody else open the door.
Has it been checked for traps? Did you
Oh, I didn't. I'll do that.
open that door yet?
Too late.
I do believe, I think that's what he wants you to do.
Calgar opens the door. No trap seems to trigger. There is the faint flickering of light inside. You can make out what appears to be 2 8-foot-long sarcophagi, filling the majority of this chamber.
All the things either side of the door then. What do those look like?
They're just ornate sort of plaques on the wall depicting a hunt to the north and some kind of battle, a man on a Pegasus fighting some kind of giant.
In you go, Amber. Check for traps. If you would
Am
be
I-
so. Yep.
Am I
Calgar strolls in.
Oh, Kelgar.
No trap goes on.
20? Oh, him.
Anybody else going in?
Am I still
The-
stealth, by the way?
No, you've broken stealth to unpick the lock, so you'll need to re-stealth if you want to hide.
Okay.
What can I see in here?
Looking in, there's to the north and south 2 8-foot-long stone sarcophagi, lids firmly in place. More continual flame braziers are illuminating the chamber. On the north wall, there appears to be another niche with more utensils of some kind and urns, and then the south contains a bunch of urns and an empty lockbox.
Okay, I'm just in the way. I'll step out. Shout if anything comes out of those sarcophagi, please.
If someone could give me a hand, I'll try and open the top sarcophagi.
Did you say 8 foot long?
I will
Yep.
assist.
Would you check for traps, please, first?
Okay. Is that a perception or investigation?
Investigation.
I'll wait for Ember to do the biz.
Double check. I always get those two.
See, I've already been hit by a poison trap so far, and you know,
There doesn't appear to
peop-
be
you people
any
are a little bit fleshy, so
doesn't appear to be any.
Okay, well, I will, with Calgar's help, we'll just move the top of the sarcophagus. I don't know if it goes up or across, just so we can look inside.
What your strength
Strength is only 10 for me.
and what's Helgar's strength?
10 as well.
Pair of you can lift and move the lid.
Okay. Can we have a search for a key?
I think it might be in one of the rooms we've already been in.
Okay. As you lift and move that lid, you see in the hands of the skeleton a glint of green.
Okay. I shall look at Kelgar and say, looks like we've found another key. And I'll carefully try and remove the key from the hands of this skeleton.
What's the skeleton wearing?
Again, tattered blue cloth.
I find it strange that they're not actually buried with anything like weapons or stuff.
They have weapons, so there's a bow in the a short bow and arrows at its feet, as well as a short.
Oh right, but they're useless, I guess.
They're old, rusted, weak.
Kind of guessed that after you said that, but I thought, yeah, it's a bit weird. There's nothing else in there.
But it does appear to have a key in.
I'll try and pick up the key then, see if no one else is.
Oh, I thought I was doing the key.
Okay, Jet, you've picked up the key. That's fine. So you reach in, you grab the key. The green thing. It appears to be the third key that you're looking for.
Right. Shall we close the sarcophagus?
All right.
Give me a perception check.
Has everything been checked in there?
Perception check.
Kelgar and
Okay.
Jet.
Perception.
Where is perception check?
You guys want to check the other coffin as well?
Can't seem to find a perception check in that toolbar thingy.
No.
Yeah, the
it's not
toolbar seems to be broken. So you're gonna. Yeah, I think you need
Right,
to
okay.
use your.
Delve into the character sheet then.
Yeah, I'll double check.
Okie dokie.
We'll check.
Of course, I'm struggling to find it on the character sheet now.
I think it's in attributes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
Yes.
Found it.
Yeah.
Yeah, both of you pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Both of you at the same time, kind of, as Jet says, should we move the lid? You both see the skeleton twitch.
Oh, he's a live one.
Do you wish to put the lid back on, or do you wish to let the skeleton climb out?
Should we put the lid back on quick?
Let's put the lid back on quick.
All right, you slide the lid back over as the skeleton begins to kind of move its hands to sort of push itself up. And you kind of feel, rather than hear, a slight thump as it's probably tried to push itself up against the lid as you've closed it.
Okay.
All right, nothing to see.
Yep. Can I jump up and sit on the actual sarcophagus lid?
Casual sit until he goes quiet.
And just like
Um,
get me legs swinging.
Yeah, you can do. And nothing seems to happen. There's no attempt from inside to move the lid.
Okay.
And you kind of wonder after a couple of minutes whether or not you think the the skeleton could actually move the lid on its own, given the effort that you and Kelgar had to put in to move it.
Gotcha. Okay, we've got the third key.
Okay, what? Well, let's flip that lid, shall we, and finish that skeleton. We're leaving undead sort of like sat around.
If you wish, I shall jump back down and.
I couldn't agree more. Imagine if some poor unsuspecting family wandered down here.
Whilst they're doing that, I'll want to be stepping in. Actually, I'll. There's nothing I can hold. Does anybody have a club on them?
A club.
A club.
I don't think.
What do you want to possible?
I have a quarterstaff.
No, it's still two-handed, isn't it?
You can use a quarterstaff one-handed. It's a D6, 1d8 versatile.
It's always two-handed for me. I'll wait for them to, with my sword at the ready, and wait for them to shift that lid.
Okay, well, it's not too difficult. They shift the lid. Give me an attack roll.
Are we doing the top one first?
19. Roll your damage. Okay, so literally as the lid kind of comes up, you immediately kind of jam down as best you can with your greatsword across its neck, and you lever the head off, kind of pushing the main part of the skeleton further down the bottom of this 8-foot sarcophagi. And with a wrenching sound, the skeleton twitches once and then kind of just lies still, almost fading a little bit in the dim light from the continual flame torch.
Can we search?
Do we need to check the bottom one then?
Well, can we just do a quick search of that inside of that sarcophagi, see if there's anything else in there?
Yeah.
Do you want to?
Amidst the bones, you find a small, well, not small, but a silver amulet with a red gem in it.
Okay, I'll lift it out and I'll turn round to the party and I'll show it to the party and say, who wants to have a look at this?
Ooh, that looks interesting.
I'll have a look at it.
Magpies.
Whoever is going to have a look at it, I want to augment if possible.
Well, I'll put my hand out and have a look at it.
Yep, I'll pass it over.
Okay. It just appears to be a non-magical. You don't get any kind of magical aura or anything coming from it, but it is quite nicely made. The silver itself is a little bit tarnished. The red gem seems to be a ruby, and you reckon the value to be about 50 gold pieces. For some reason, I haven't made an item card for this, so I can't give you an. I might be able to.
I asked L'Oreal if there's anything on, like any crest.
Sigil or yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
No.
I'm going to clean it up using prestidigitation again, just as any filth kind of comes off of it, and I can't see any markings. So.
Yeah, no. So the gem itself is kind of embedded in sort of a claw-like fitting. So it is. The gem is exposed on all sides. There's no backing to it, for instance. So there doesn't appear to be any general marking on it.
Okay.
This might fetch a decent price at the market.
Shall we try the bottom sarcophagi and see if that one's alive or dead? Not dead.
It's Kelgar, but okay.
Oh, it's Kelgar. I beg your pardon.
Okay. Again, what's the combined total of the people that are trying to push the lid off?
20.
Were you trying to do that stealthily?
No, not rightly.
The slips the necklace bit.
Well, I've held it up in front of everyone. It's not like I've, certainly no slight involved.
Then you can push the lid off, and again, there is a skeleton in the sarcophagi. It begins.
You ready, Rage?
begins to twitch. Beautiful.
Ow.
30 seconds, guys. I'm just doing something on the fly. Do you want to call out what you've rolled? What's
13
attack?
damage.
13
Attack.
damage. Again,
Yeah.
that's enough. What's your attack?
17.
22.
22
Okay.
to attack.
Yeah, got it. No problem. So again, you absolutely destroy the skeleton as it begins to kind of move.
Okay. So, Calgar, shall I have a quick search inside here?
Well, we've got to open out, right?
Yeah. So you open it outright, and once again, the only thing in here of interest, there's some more blue faded cloth, is another red ruby.
Ooh.
neck.
Not that I can tell, but perhaps when we get a chance to rest, we can take a look at them.
Make anything of those things
So
beside you?
Who's
L'Oreal?
grabbing them both?
I put them both in the belt pouch if no one else will.
Okay. Do you
Wants
want me
them.
to drop them into the party loot?
Yeah, put them in the party loot, absolutely.
NPC.
Make anything of those pictures next to you, L'Oreal?
Pictures? Sorry, I was speaking with Medistra and Kurgan outside. Where are these pictures?
Oh, you just stepped out from between them.
Yeah, with my tokens covering them.
There you go. In the party loot now, under the party, you should see 2 silver ruby amulets. Both
Yes,
worth
fantastic.
50 gold. So easy to make things quicker. As long as they're not complicated, it's really easy to make item cards really quick here.
Do we still need the party loot container? I don't know how that works, or whether it's beneficial, or
You don't need it at the moment, but I'm leaving it there for now because you might get a way to store lots of loot in a fixed location, and therefore the party loot container becomes useful.
Okay, gotcha. No worries.
And it's the
L'Oreal's
same way
pocket.
somebody might get a bag of holding. Yeah, L'Oreal's pocket. Somebody might get a bag of holding. So there's a bag of holding container that I don't see. There's a mule as well as a container that you can't see.
I'll take a look at these pictures. If
Wait, we've got a donkey.
No, you haven't at the moment.
Not
The
yet.
northern picture just appears to be a man in rather ornate armor with a sword out on the floor in front of him, bowing down to or paying some sort of worship to a statue of
Mitra, was that?
Mitra. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And to the south, it appears to be the man himself, the same man, as far as you can tell, on the back of a Pegasus, swinging a shining longsword at a giant.
Are these? I'm not trying to really physically pull them off the wall, but do they seem that they could be dismounted from the wall?
They are stone plaques that have been painted on.
Okay.
So,
Well, these are certainly good evidence of, Tolvik's background, I guess, with this Pegasus emblem.
indeed.
If we don't find anything else, then maybe we could chip off certain parts of these and take them back to Tolvik.
I wouldn't want to damage them, but perhaps just ensuring that this cairn is empty and explaining that it's now safe to travel here would be...
As you kind of look at it, you realise that the images themselves have been very finely chiselled into stone and then coloured.
Kind of engraved into stone plaques and mounted.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, exactly. So you could theoretically take a rubbing off.
I was just about to say
that's
exactly the same
yes,
thing.
he did give us paper, and
Did he give us crayons?
He did give you paper and charcoal, yeah.
perhaps we could take some rubbings of these, Calgar.
Kelgar looks at you blankly.
We could hold up the parchment and use the charcoal to take an imprint of these pictures. Kind of hold a little bit up and draw the charcoal across it to try and take an imprint.
Kind
Give me
of.
a performance check.
I know, that's why I was going to try and get Calgar to help me. I'm going and give you a performance check. Oh, that's terrible.
You have a half-hearted attempt, but you kind of the paper shifts in your hand, and Kelgar, you kind of see what he's trying to do. What she's trying to do. She's just not doing it very well.
I could perhaps hold it for you, or you hold it for me?
Alright, I can give it a go.
Okay. Well, the pair of you, one of you holding the paper, one of you rubbing. I'll allow one of you to make a performance check with advantage.
I will give guidance to Kelgar, and then I would suggest his fine dexterous hands might be able to do a better job than I can.
Hiding behind me, or trying to.
Strangely enough, it's a charisma check performance. So.
It is indeed.
Yeah, I'm not innately terrible at it. Well, I'm giving Kelgar a hand. So.
Oh.
There we go.
19. You get a very good rubbing.
21.
Yeah, you get a
Very
accurate, very nice, and you can see the imagery of the man wielding the sword, fighting the giant on the horseback, on the Pegasus back, and it's clear. So you can roll that up, stick it in your backpack, and you've got a rubbing.
And the other
What's the
one?
1d4 for?
Sorry, Dart, was that?
What was the 1d4 for?
Guidance.
Oh.
Okay.
I don't see that on the thingy.
Right. Shall we see what these 3 keys do? Or should we take this information back to...
So you want to unlock the sarcophagus that's been sealed shut?
Well, there's still another door to open, right?
That's right.
You might as well have a
It's 2.
thorough look.
Tell Vic can wait.
No, that one's already open. Oh, we've been through
Yeah,
that.
that one is. Yeah.
Cool, can't see anymore.
It's pitch dark down there, and you don't have dark vision. You need to get yourself a pair of goggles of the night or something.
I'm trying to find my stolen belt.
Or try and find your stolen belt. Who is so Rage? Are you opening the door to the west?
Only if it's been checked.
I will put a hand on Rage before he touches the door and say, wait for Ember to check the door.
Yeah, I have no intention of opening the door if it's not been checked.
I can't do anything because you're standing in front of the door.
Just ask me to move and I'll...
Can you move that way, please?
Give me a perception check.
Oh, I thought it was an investigation.
No, I've just double checked. It's perception to find traps, investigation to work out how the trap works, and then sleight of hand check.
Jet's better at perception than me.
Well, I can take a look
Good.
if you wish.
That's fine. The door doesn't appear to be trapped, and neither is it locked.
Okay.
Somebody opening it? Yeah, you can open it.
Oh, we have a set of...
A set of stairs heads downward.
Medistra will whisper harshly to Rage, "Don't rush off."
Just to check, it's just me and Rage who are melee, aren't they?
Yeah.
Well, I better go behind him then.
Okay. There
You want to
appears
go
to be
here, or do we want to open the sarcophagus?
Stealthing.
On the other one.
Oh, balls.
Had some major panic going on there.
We don't want to open the sarcophagus first, or
I think we should check the area first.
Somebody put the lights down the corridor, please.
Well, yeah, I would say we go back to the
It's a dead end.
for the 3 keys, for sure.
Yeah, as you turn the corner, Keldar, you see that the ceiling has caved in quite significantly. And you remember seeing the cave in on the other side.
Oh, yes.
I think we've just come round.
You have just come round.
Zed, can you do me a favour? Can you move all my dancing lights over to... I'm going to walk around to the main sarcophagus room.
Okay.
But just to make it quicker, would you mind moving the lights for me? Otherwise, I'll be here till Christmas.
Yeah, you can almost make your way. I can drag you over to the...
I can't see. Where's everybody gone?
I think we should head, rather than heading off, just head back to the main room. We've got the keys now, at least.
Yeah. Let me drag you there, Dart. Hold on. And let me drag you there as well. All right. So you wend your way back to the main chamber. The skeletons that you fought still lie where you left their broken bodies and broken bones. There is, as there was last time, this chained down sarcophagi. There are 3 keyholes in the base of it.
Before we go to the keyholes, I want to spend 5 minutes dragging skeleton bodies out of this room. I do not want skeleton bodies in this room.
All right. You drag all the skeleton bodies out.
And they are being dismembered.
And you dismember them?
Yes.
No problem.
And there are still some closed sarcophagi in here from memory.
There are 3 of them.
But they were empty, you said, right?
Detect magic ritual
Yeah, they were empty.
while they're dismembering skeletons.
Okay, you can absolutely cast your detect magic as a ritual. No problem.
And so having a chained chest... Oh, there was a... Hang on, there was also something in the wall over here.
There was indeed, which I can still detect. It's the protection magic.
There is a... You know that there's a secret door there.
Duration
It appears to be sealed with abjuration, I believe, yeah.
Abjuration? What's that mean?
It's protection magic, essentially. So I believe it may be connected to this sarcophagus in some way. Perhaps when we open it, it will release the door as well.
I can't do it like
Pretty sure it's going to release something else.
Arcana check or anything to see if there's any... Would I know of any way of dealing with that kind of magic, or...?
Give me an Arcana check, sure. Dispel magic might do it. You would need to figure out the power of the spell. You can't quite work out how powerful the warding would be, but certainly dispel magic might be useful to break through or break down that magical barrier.
Can anybody dispel? Don't think anybody's got it yet, have they?
I looks at you, kind of confused. What?
There's magic here, but I can't dispel it. There's nothing I can do with it.
My master has not bestowed me with any dispel magic yet.
You should speak to your master.
Well, he speaks to me.
I think perhaps if we're ready, we could take a look at this sarcophagus, but it may be dangerous. Helgar's correct. This could give rise to more undead.
mean, you don't think this is where Ernul is buried, do you?
Can I just point out the obvious thing in the room? This thing is chained down. It's chained shut.
It
Probably chained shut for a reason.
It could be to stop thieves as well. It may
Ah.
not be just.
Yeah, the chains are very tight. So literally as tight as the chains can get. They are anchored, really well anchored into the floor, and as tight as you can get them around the sarcophagi.
So it's to keep the good fairy godmother inside tight, so she doesn't go around blessing people.
Yes. And as Rage said, they could be there simply to prevent tomb robbers, or make it a little bit harder for tomb robbers. Or as you've said, they could be there to prevent whatever's inside from getting out.
Assuming the chains haven't rusted, they're not showing any sign of age.
No, they don't appear to be. They appear to be. They're not magical, but they don't appear to be showing any sign of of rusting.
But then, if it was dangerous, why hide the keys in the same place where the sarcophagi is? Oh.
What?
No. It's just it's a conundrum that perhaps maybe you, my little friend, cannot fathom.
Well, why don't we open it, but get ready if anything comes out and we let loose.
What I'll do is I'll stand behind this door here and I'll crack it open a little bit so I can see what you're doing.
Medi hides behind the door.
I don't know if anyone's seen the Discord chat, but
I know. That's brilliant.
Perfect. What
dear.
could possibly go wrong?
indeed.
God. Okay. Well, so I'm gonna hold a fireball for when this thing opens, in case anything attackable or looks as if it's gonna. So L'Oreal is gonna lock it. If anything attacks her or anybody else, cast a fireball.
Wait, a fireball?
Bolt.
Right, okay.
Sadly,
Yeah, let's try a fireball in the room. It's ground zero. Okay, so who's inserting the key? They're in the northern side of the
but perhaps Rage, if you could assist me, it does look very heavy.
The keys.
All the
Similar
chains.
to Kurgan, I'm going to prepare a crossbow bolt for whatever undead I expect to jump out of it.
Seeing Kurgan do the same, I'll be doing the same thing. I'll have my Eldritch Blast. I'll be uttering my incantation for that.
Keeping a very open eye with detect magic on, I will try and insert the first key on the left-hand side.
Insert the key. It fits very nicely.
Does it turn?
What are these keys made of? Because are they emerald?
Greenish metal. They turn. It turns very smoothly.
Does the lock unlock?
There is an audible click, but nothing else seems to happen.
I'll try the next one.
Same again. There is an audible click, but nothing seems to happen.
No magical effect as yet.
Not yet.
I will try the last key.
What's that? Number 3.
There is another audible click.
You may not want to stand there just in case this opens a door and there's something behind it.
But nothing happened. There was a slight surge of abjuration magic as the third key turned, but it fizzled almost as quick as it built up.
I will check this door.
You need to do them in order, in a
It
particular
is
order.
still sealed shut.
I think you need to use the keys in a particular order.
Oh, hang on, so did the chains come off or did they come
No.
loose?
The chains are not attached in any way to the lock. The locks are in the base of the sarcophagi, but not linked as you can see to the chain.
Colours of the keys, and do match the colour of the robes on any artwork.
The keys is green. They match the colour
Great.
of. They match the same stone colour that the sarcophagi is made out of. L'Oreala, give me an insight.
Give you an insight check. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine. Can find it. Not terrible.
So thinking about what Jet kind of says, it's not order, it's simultaneous.
I was literally just about to suggest as much as well, so that kind of makes sense.
Okay, I'll take.
Perhaps if we turn them all at once.
Yeah, I'll do that.
So you
Let's go
reset them.
Let's go over and help.
Okay.
So
I will.
All
I
three
should-
of you grab
no,
a key.
well, I should be able to take key in both hands, shouldn't I? One.
Yeah,
each.
you can take a key in both hands. Yeah.
So,
Sure.
Jet, you can stay back with your bow then.
And I'm gonna kind of stay near the door over here. Or not, yeah, the door.
All right. The two of you, on a count of three, turn the 3 keys. As you do so, L'Oreala, you see a build-up of magical energy that seems to pulse out in a ever-growing radius from the sarcophag's base.
What kind of energy is it?
Hold on, I will tell you in 1 second.
That's tell me it's necromancy.
Yeah, it's necromancy. But necromancy could be healing as well. It is actually transmutation, not abjuration, sorry. And
Something-
transmutation is the main source that was on the secret door as well.
Okay.
It
Something.
ripples out, and you watch with partial fascination as it expands out beyond the 60-foot radius of your spell and seems to continue going in mere seconds.
Is it quite large in magnitude? This
Yeah,
power?
but as it caresses the secret door, the transmutation effect is broken, and the door slides open.
The door has opened.
So, looking at this sarcophagi, the chain is still holding the lid down then?
Everything is as you've left it. It's just now got 3 keys stuck in it.
Right.
We take the keys out again?
You can take the keys out.
Okay.
Is that what you're going to do?
No.
But leave them for now until we've.
Gonna wait for Ember to go through the door, then take them out.
I'm not going through the door until I've investigated the room inside before I step inside.
Okay. There is a small 10-foot passageway inside, ends at another door. Pitch black.
Well, it's got some dancing lights in there now.
It's not got dancing lights in it.
I investigate to see if there's any trips or
Give me
wires.
it's a perception check. Give me a perception check.
No magical auras in that corridor other than the dancing lights, as I said.
Doesn't appear to be, no. As far as you can tell, Ember, the corridor is empty, clear, and
Can I take a listen at the door before I open it? Too late.
okay. Ember steps forwards.
I checked the doors.
Ooh. Actually, L'Oreala, your detect magic spell seems to stop at the inner doorway and does not go further.
At this doorway or the other?
Yeah, that doorway.
Doesn't go further, as in something is stopping it, or just,
Correct.
is it like it's blocked by the door, or is it because there seems to be an aura that's just
You don't
eating
know.
my magic?
You don't know. You kind of caress the edge of an abjuration effect.
Something is concealing this chamber. I think it's magical, but it seems to be preventing my senses. I would advise caution, of course.
Okay, I'm going to check this door for traps.
Give me an perception check. there appears to be no traps on the door.
Check if it's locked or not.
It is not locked.
Okay. Somebody want to come and open this door? It's not locked, and I don't think there's any traps on it.
People die when people say, I don't think. Could I make an arcana? I'm assuming L'Oreal told us that.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yep.
So there's magical effect that's stopping my
magic going through. Yeah. Can I make an arcana check and cast my mind back to the many libraries I've trawled through to see if I would know of a spell that would stop a detect magic spell going through, or some reason why?
Give me an arcana check.
Can I assist to give advantage?
Yes. You kind of talk this over. Rolled off 16. A number of things come to mind. You've heard about orb of magical energy that prevents spells from penetrating them. You've heard about, areas of just dead magic. You've heard about spells such as Private Sanctum that can be set up to create warding effect or block divination magic.
Perhaps it's something to prevent someone scrying for this burial location?
Possibly. There seems to be a number of reasons why, and none of them nefarious, really.
If this family had some form of magical artifact or heirloom, perhaps they used this to conceal its location from tomb robbers. Like those terrible people like ourselves.
No, I totally concur, L'Oreal.
It may be safe enough, but we should always take care.
Who's at the front? So there's a light on them.
Rage is at the front.
In that case, you'll hear Rage. You'll hear Ministra to whisper to you, "Have a care," and that's it.
We'll be right here.
We'll be right behind you.
Yes.
Yep, I'm right behind you.
It's going to be that scene from Airplane. Good luck. We're all counting on you.
Rage, are you opening the door?
Open the door.
As you open the door, a tall stone statue depicting some long-forgotten hero. Well, actually, it's not. It resembles the hero that you've seen scattered around. A man in plate armor, wielding a rather impressive-looking longsword.
It's the sword, just like on the inscription on the wall.
Not only that, but on a shelf behind the statue, you can see an actual gleaming, silvery longsword, kind of laid there atop its scabbard, absolutely untarnished and clean of any dust.
As I pass into this chamber.
As you pass into the chamber, you feel a strong rush of energy as a ghostly figure rushes out of the statue, and I'd like everybody to roll for initiative.
Oh, cock.
I wasn't expecting you to walk into the room.
I was. That's exactly what I was expecting us to do.
I was expecting.
Why did you walk into the room?
Because L'Oreal was very excited by what she saw.
All right, top of the round, L'Oreal. You kind of jump back as this really horrendous visage comes screeching out from the statue. What do you want to do?
You're damn right I jump back. Disengage.
Disengage.
I literally jump back and pushing back past... how far can I move, actually?
Your full move. 25
You
feet.
can move through people during combat.
You can if they're
If
not
they're not
engaged.
engaged, and I'm the only one engaged, but I'm disengaging.
Oh,
In which case, I'm literally legging it, screaming past her.
Okay. As she does so, Rage, you see this spectral, incorporeal figure kind of looming out of the statue. Ember, you're up next.
Actually, during my turn, I can do a bonus action at any point, can't I?
Correct, yeah.
I'm just checking what kind of action type this is.
It's not actually on the combat tracker.
Yeah, it's on the combat tracker.
I can't see it.
Because I hid it.
Oh, well, that's all right. It's probably a good idea. Yeah. I'm up. Right. Sorry.
Somebody's
wait,
not on the
yeah.
tracker.
Not on the... I've got L'Oreala, Ember, Rage, Jet, Creature, Kelgar, Kurgan.
Oh, that's weird. I'm not on. Why am I not on?
Medi, you're not on the tracker.
Yeah, there you go.
I am now.
Okay,
Ooh.
so actually it's not Ember, it's Medinet. Then it's Ember.
Right. So I can see this coming towards Rage, and the first thing I do will again point at in your Celesti Inspiritus, and I will cast my Eldritch Blast.
That's got to go through us, though.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
You didn't target. Oh, yeah, you did target it. Oh, interesting. Okay.
Well, with a shot like that.
Oh.
Your blast streaks. You kind of time it to get round, to get through, past, and over everybody. Your blast streaks into the Spectre as it races towards Rage. Anything else you wish to do?
Yes, I'd like to take one step to the left.
And then a jump to the right?
Yes, I was going to do that. And then my turn there.
Ember, you're up.
Okay, can I shoot from here?
Yeah, target the creature. The odd thing is, Medi, it doesn't actually seem to recognise your character for cover.
Oh.
Which is really weird.
Because it did earlier. Because I was targeting... That's why I waited for Rage to come into the corridor to heal him.
Yeah, weird. Anyway, carry on.
Yes, it's done there. It's done a cover check.
I will shoot it with an arrow.
Yeah, you've got cover to Ember. Odd. Okay. Shoot it with an arrow, Ember. Go for it.
I could pass Rage and hit it, but I'd rather...
I think Rage would like you to do that.
Absolutely.
Your Rage will have dropped, by the way, Rage.
Yeah, I think Have I not disarmed it yet? I thought I did it, but let me try. Yeah, there you go.
I'm not stealth, am I?
You are not stealth.
Okay.
You will hit. Roll your damage. Okay, your arrow slams into the Spectre. To wound it. Find a bit odd. Hold on.
Seems a bit weird. I don't trust that.
It's a bit weird. Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, undo damage.
I think he's forgotten a 0 on the end of the hit points.
No. So I need to just...
Wait, did I just kill it?
No.
I thought we were talking about a normal arrow going into a thing as corporeal. I think you have to make stuff for that stuff, don't you?
Sorry, I'm just double checking something. There you go. Got it. Yeah, and there's a weird thing that goes on with Foundry and non-magical items. I can fix. It takes me 30 seconds. Give me a second. There you go. That's it. Okay. Ember, are you finished?
Yeah.
All right, then we go to Rage.
Look at my little window, mind. Don't forget.
You stepping into there?
Yep. And I will take a swing at the bad boy.
Take a swing at the bad boy.
By the way, guys, pick me up later.
That's why
Right behind you.
from the room.
You take a swing. Your greatsword carves through the spectral form of Spectre.
Really wanted a crit then.
Roll for damage.
Oh, actually, hang on. No, I should have declared it first.
There you go. That's it. Okay. Your blade cuts through it, but doesn't seem to do as much damage as you want. However, the creature does appear to be blooded. Anything else from Ray?
I will move to there. And that's me done.
Okay. Jet.
Okay. I'll move 5 feet see if we can see anything. Okay. Okay, I think what I'm going to do, that's 5, 10, 15, 20. I'm going to shoot with an arrow. Hold on. Spin this up.
Your arrow cuts through the incorporeal form of the Spectre and does some damage, but not a huge amount. Anything
Okay,
else?
so that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I can go 35.
Okay.
And then I'm going to hold my bow in the left hand and draw my short sword. If you'll allow
Okay.
that.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Okay, and then I'm going to end my turn.
Okay. The Spectre turns and stares at you, Jet, and just tries to caress you with its hand.
It's a frisky spectre.
19 will.
I'm glad it's got a short memory. That's all I can say.
Hang on. Right, it's targeted the wrong. It targeted the soulless Kurgan, which is the name for his dancing.
It's requested a Constitution saving throw from me.
Hold on, yeah, it will do because it still thinks you're target. Right, I'm going to do this the harder way. So, Jet, you take 13 points of damage.
Okay.
So he's doing 7. And I need you, 1 second. I need you to. Can you make a Constitution saving throw?
Save con.
Ooh.
8. Okay. Your maximum hit points are reduced by the damage that you take.
Oof.
This reduction lasts until you finish a long rest. So, effectively, at the moment, your maximum hit points are down to. So you're on 7 hit points, and your maximum hit points is 7.
Okay.
So, put you on 7. Make a note somewhere that your max hits are 7 because you can't be healed above 7 until you finish a long rest. Okay. The Spectre drift to there. Kelgar.
Okay, I'll move there, and it was real close. Step back. I'll not be going in that direction. I will, however, give it a torrent of abuse for what it has done to, well, certainly what I've heard it doing around the corner to Jhank.
Vicious mockery. Well, the Spectre kind of swivels its head in the direction of the abuse hurled at it, and you watch as its eyes kind of dim for a second as the abuse seems to register in its brain, and then they flash out bright again. Anything else from you, Kelgar?
I will maybe back up a little bit more.
End turn if you're done.
If that did have an effect, then it should have disadvantage on its next attack.
Got it.
All right, so making sure that Ember is for now very much in front of him, he reaches his hands out wide either side, and they start glowing with purple energy. Right, I'm so tempted. I am so tempted to go for a contested strength check.
Push Ember into the creature.
That's exactly right.
What?
I will use my dodge to get out of the way.
I am gonna cast a Chaos Bolt.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Attack roll.
Oh, can I use inspiration? Do I have to declare that before?
You can use inspiration. You don't have to declare it before.
Okay, so I just re-roll, right?
Yeah. Don't expend a spell slot.
I'll have to go and edit my thingy slots in a sec. There you go, 80.
That will hit.
Normal.
Roll
Give me some
your
dice. That's some damage. I have a use.
Roll the d20.
Oh. Hang on.
One of these days.
One of these days.
You're going to roll a 1 and it's all going to go bad. I need to figure out why it's not doing it automatically. Actually, it should do it automatically, but I'll figure that out.
Okay. Right.
Okay.
The damage is it?
Do you do 2d8 plus 1? Is it 2d8 plus 1d6 spell? Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2d8 plus. Hang on, let me just check.
2d8 damage plus 1d6, and you choose one of the d8s for the elemental type.
Yeah, exactly right. Do I need to make that choice?
It depends. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Like.
Looks like I have to roll it.
Oh no, it's either 5 or a psychic because you got a 3 or a 7.
Oh, was it a 3 or 7? Psychic. I'm gonna have to remember that.
Psychic. Okay. All right.
Wow, looks like you've.
Good choice.
Yeah, there's not a lot that's immune to psychic. So as your bolt kind of, you kind of put your hands above Ember's head and you kind of thrust out your chaos bolt, travels down the corridor. As it does so, it seems to spin and take on colours of its own, and then kind of washes over the Spectre. It shrieks and seems to fade and vanish from in front.
It got hit by force damage, didn't it? And then 2 psychic attacks as well.
Correct.
As well as our mundane stuff.
Right.
Yeah. With hearing the shriek of it disappearing, Medistra will put his hand onto Kirkin's shoulder and say, "Well done, sir. You do have your uses. You are wonderful at this."
Huh. And I put my hand on Ember's shoulder and physically shove her forward.
Yeah.
Should have done that before. I should have done that.
It would have been fun.
All right. Can everybody just update your experience total with another 14 experience?
1414.
Yeah, so you should be on 566.
566.
What?
566.
566. Okay.
And I should still have a spell slot. Where the fuck are my spell slots?
Spellbook.
Spellbook. 2 or 3. Oh no, I kept it.
Ember, we have a sword. Could you check for traps, please?
Okay.
Gonna rush over to Jet and check on his condition.
Sure.
I don't think there's much you can do.
Fucked, basically.
Are you fucked or proper fucked?
Examining the shelf and the sword, there doesn't appear to be any sign of dust or cobwebs or anything on it. It's still gleaming. It looks very sharp. There is silver filigree. No, not silver filigree, because the blade itself, the blade itself is sort of a silvery steel color. There is sort of a goldish filigree that runs down part of the middle of the blade where the blade meets the hilt. And at one point, it looks to be very intricately carved to look like the outline of a Pegasus.
It's not glowing, is it?
Wait, wasn't the Pegasus the guy's sort of like
Mount. Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
It's not glowing as such, no.
Even with detect magic?
Would detect magic still be running?
Yeah, 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Yes, it's glowing. Jet is pretty. It's odd, L'Oreala. When you examine Jet, it's not so much that he's been wounded. It just doesn't seem to have any life force, or he has a lot of his life force missing.
A serious wound. It looks like it's somehow drained your life force.
Mm-hmm.
It's beyond my capabilities. Medistra, would you be able to help?
No, sadly, much as I would desire to help him, I do not have the capabilities for this. Perhaps a good sleep would rectify it.
Indeed, or maybe the magic of that tower could help.
The statue appears to be a bigger than life, so maybe 1.5 sort of times life-size statue of what you imagine to be Ernul the Highborn, also known as Ernul Josaca.
Nothing of note, nothing to interact with, nothing to...
No,
nothing to steal.
Just a sword.
Anything interesting on the walls?
Again, there's a couple of murals on the wall, one in the north, one in the south, that just depict Ernul in battle or other similar situations.
So I'll point at the sword and say, "Well, this is what we're looking for, right?"
Yeah.
Certainly
And
a great treasure.
The scabbard as well also has a fine, intricate, sort of lace-done Pegasus on.
Sorry, the what does?
The scabbard for the blade.
I mean, we could take the sword and give him the scabbard.
Well, I was thinking the same thing. I was going to try to see how much the sword was worth, but I'm not very merchant orientated because in my line of work you don't do that sort of thing. But perhaps maybe our little friend here could have a look at the sword and see if he can work out if it's worth more.
Can I do an Arcana check on it to see if I can at least figure out what magic is on there? Or...
Sure.
If he's doing that, can I help and give him advantage?
Yeah. best you can tell, it's a magical longsword.
It's a magical longsword.
Mechanically speaking, it's a +1 longsword.
Okay.
Such a thing would be worth, I don't know, hundreds, maybe thousands of gold.
More than what this.
And the
Yes.
property of our client.
Well, I
Well-
mean, he needs proof. We could give him the scabbard. I mean, that's.
Whoa. Are you suggesting that we steal the sword from him?
Yes.
No,
Yes.
we're not stealing
this-
the sword.
it
We
is
are
his ancestral
giving him a
legacy.
scabbard. His instructions were, and I quote, "I need something with my heirloom on to get paid."
And that
That's not
scabbard has
direct
an
quotes.
heirloom.
The scabbard
That's
has an heirloom.
That's exactly how I remember it.
Amber
is there a-
will
And you
laugh.
can, sorry, and you can keep whatever else is there.
But this blade is his ancestral legacy. It's been in his family for generations. You can see
well,
all over this tomb. This was his ancestor's sword.
Sorry, does the sword have the insignia on as well?
Yes, the sword in the filigree that runs down from the blade to about from the hilt down to about halfway down the blade. There is the outline of a Pegasus.
Can we scratch that off?
You're role playing here. Can you be quiet a minute?
Sorry.
I will laugh. I'm not going to do a laugh because that just feels weird. And just say, I'm beginning to like you guys.
Or we could take the sword and stab him with it and run away.
Look,
No.
just like shocked even suggesting such a thing.
Modistra, there's no way. I mean, looking at the state of the sword, you've no idea how long it's been here for, but it shows no tarnish and there's no.
So no way of
cobwebs.
rubbing out the. No.
Yeah, there's no chance you're going to rub this out.
Okay.
Picks up the blade and puts it into the scabbard.
It feels very, very nice, very lightweight. Quite. You swish it just because you would do. It just feels so well balanced
You can use longsword
We
anyway.
can't keep this from Torvik.
and sharp.
This is his family's heirloom.
It could be our heirloom.
As you look over at Modistra, you'll see him his shoulders drop down, and he'll look at L'Oriana and say, "I know it was just a thought. Maybe if we split them and gave him a bit, and we kept the sword, and we could sell it for more money. But you are right. I was wrong."
I know it's a great treasure, but it would be terrible to lose such a thing. How would you all feel if someone took your legacy?
I wouldn't know.
I was going to say, I don't have a legacy.
Well, if you did, how would you feel?
Well, he'll never
I don't
find
know.
out.
Yes.
Ultimately, the man's done nothing to earn it. But
Well,
apart from being born,
Tell you what, this feels like it's worth more than 150 for the skeletons we've had to carve through in this sword. I mean, why couldn't he get it?
I think he would have probably died.
Kurgan, we have the gems, we have other bits and pieces. I mean, we could give him the rubbing and say, "Here, this is your heirloom."
You can rub away as much as you like, but it's still a shiny sword.
Perhaps he'd be open to rewarding us more handsomely if we recovered such a relic from him. I just don't feel right taking it from him.
Okay, I think we go back to him and we say that that it is worth more than we bargained for.
Is there a crest on the sword?
There is, yeah, it's the Pegasus.
There is, okay, sorry.
We could always show him our friend Jet here, who has suffered greatly at that ghast that came out of the statue.
I could also show him a chaos bolt.
L'Oreal looks a little embarrassed at Medistra's mentioning of the ghast, but we can't kill this man.
No, we don't need to kill him, but if we show him our friend Jet here, who has suffered much, I mean, look, he's half the man he was.
Literally.
Yeah, More than a
That's
third.
less than, in fact.
2/3. Well, a third of the man he was. Yeah.
Oh,
I agree. We fought through more than probably he thought we would have to in this place, but I just don't feel right stealing his legacy from him.
Well, you guys are no fun.
well, let's go to the tower, heal up, and then we'll decide in the morning.
Is there anything else in this room?
No, nothing else that you can find in here. Just
Can
a
we check?
statue.
Can I just check for secret compartments?
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Perception.
Is anyone trying to take the blade away from L'Oreal?
No.
Oh, it's a shame.
I'm going to make sure that jet doesn't blow away in the wind.
Yeah,
But
so searching around yet, you find no other secret compartments in
Oh,
here.
okay.
It appears to be the only thing of note in here.
All right. I say we go back to the tower and we ask for more money for our troubles.
Well, is the plan first? We go back to the tower, rest,
Yep, heal up.
and don't forget we still have. Do we have one path that we haven't gone down?
I don't
Oh.
believe so.
No,
No, I
you've,
thought we covered
you've
everything.
explored the whole place.
Yeah, but we have got to go and see Freddie McJobby Pants before the end of the day, right?
Godrenn.
Indeed. Yeah.
To his-
Oh, for the
mage.
And
Yeah, mage.
you've technically already had a long rest today,
Mm.
which means you're going to need to rest until 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. So you'll be resting for about 17 hours at this point.
Right.
You could take a short rest if you want.
But if we did a long rest, we'd miss our appointment with Godrenn, wouldn't we?
And it'll take you about 4 hours, maybe 5 hours to travel back to Seastrand.
Well, my thought was go for the tower first. You know, the healing tower.
If the healing would help Jet, yeah.
But I've already used that particular function, haven't I?
Yeah, it was a once per
Yeah.
day, wasn't it?
Per stay.
Yeah,
Do you
so
know?
this is
Wouldn't that be a lovely place for a base?
No,
Free
with all
healing.
the goblins still in there.
Perhaps, but if this Tolvik has any claim on the land, perhaps he would allow us to use it. I don't know.
Mm.
Maybe in
Well-
exchange for the blade.
My thoughts exactly.
I've no issue with negotiating with this gentleman for a better reward, but
And if he has an ownership on that tower, then yes, exactly. Maybe he could bestow that to us.
We could split as well, so some of us go to see Josaca, and the rest of us go and meet whatever the fuck he's called.
Godrenn.
back to Seastrand, I don't think it'll take very long to.
See,
You
right.
know that
It'll take you
that was he
Take
run
about-
down to get decapitated and it hadn't got a roof or anything, right?
Yeah, so the tower would need some significant repair work done to it in order to make it usable. But there are still 2 floors that are undercover, so you could turn it into a base, and then if you cleared the area around it, you could potentially build out some more buildings and things over time. So it's an interesting option for a base of operation. Yes.
He'll charge us for using it, right?
No. If we say
I don't think he has the means to secure this land.
It feels a little. It's not very central.
well, if he had a means to secure the land, then surely he would have got rid of the goblins that were in there.
Indeed.
So maybe we just move in there anyway. For the time being, and then we can relocate as needs must. It's just a very, very good resting place for us to heal up and not expend our resources healing.
I think if you're looking to create some kind of domain for yourself, then it's possibly a little too close to Seastrand to be politically acceptable. I suspect whoever the Overlord is will not enjoy you making territory on his doorstep.
As nice as it is, I don't think it's a permanent feature.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they say
so-
we keep moving.
So when you look at the main world map, wherever there's a village, the 6 hexes around the village would be considered the village's normal territory.
Hmm.
Mhm.
You say 6 hexes around it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you come back to the main map,
As in
Yeah.
immediate hexes around it.
The
Yeah,
circle
So
around it.
4,
effectively.
313 Seastrand.
that one. However, this one where Sunlitten sort of in the next hex would probably be Sunlitten territory, and Sunlitten would come down here and across here. So if you look at Sicklestead, it would be 4012, 4113, 114, 4014, 3914, 3913 would be counted as its main contributing hexes to
With farmsteads and things would be.
correct, farmsteads, etc. That's about the extent that the Sicklestead's a city, the equivalent of a town, so it's slightly different. But that would be the extent that most people in a village would travel.
Mm.
So if we want to be not bothered, we need to find ourselves somewhere isolated, like in a
You would
swamp.
need to
Or burn down a few villages and towns.
within a hex. You know, if you made a name for yourself, let's say you made a name for yourself in Seastrand, then the local lord of Seastrand would probably not have an issue giving you the right to convert that tower. But as you've pointed out, Telvik would also have a familial claim on that, and then you would have to figure it out between you. So are you going to head back to Seastrand?
Yes.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so on that note, then we will take I'm going to drag us back to the start page. Let's take a 10-minute break, and we'll come back to it. Just move your token back to here when you are when you're back. And we'll pause the in-game time.
I don't have a token.
You don't have a token?
No.
Rage is on there. I can see Rage.
Where is he? Is he zoomed out?
There.
No, I can't see him.
Really? I see him.
I see.
Back in a moment.
Let me delete him then, and let me
He's
drag
gone.
Rage back on. There you go. Can you see him now?
Yeah, I can see him now. yeah.
There we go.
Oh, weird.
All right. I'll be back. We'll back by 1:15.
Cool.
Yep,
See you in a bit,
well,
chaps.
that's cool. Was that the hills of Fardown or something like that? No.
Red creature with a woman in its hand. Let's have a look. D&D.
Yeah, I think I know the one you mean with like there's like a little knight next to him or something.
He's opening the doors, and then behind him are all the monsters waiting to like get out and pounce on the players.
I don't know that one.
I had the red box. That was my first one. I think I got it in 83 or 82 or something.
That basic.
Yeah, it must have been basic.
What? Yeah, basic. Yeah.
Oh, that's the official advanced Dungeons and Dragons DMG guy. Yeah. It's like a wizard wearing greenish coloured clothes.
Yeah,
pulling the doors open.
That's the
and
one.
beyond it, you can see loads of creatures. Yeah.
Brilliant.
It's amazing. Yeah.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Do you like the ones that I posted? The one I posted, which was what was it? The lizard. It's so Coldwell and Beyond.
Yeah, is that an Easley? Jeff Easley, that one with the.
Very possible.
Just open it up. Have a look. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure it's like hills down off the first one.
I can't find my red books. I think they're at my dad's house in London somewhere, but I haven't seen them for years.
Cover art.
the originals.
Go on.
The red ones are the originals, weren't they?
When you say the red box, do you mean the original D&D red box?
It's accept, yeah.
That was.
Came out in 81 or 82.
I was going to say early 80s, yeah.
Original commercial ones, yeah.
That's what introduced me to D&D as well, funnily enough.
I remember having problems with the rust monster.
We always have problems with rust monsters. They're just underutilized. Now I can think about how to put a rust monster to the game.
Like cubes.
Sorry.
Oops.
I think the earliest bit I actually have that's physical is the old Dungeons and Dragons rules cyclopedia.
Okay.
Which I think has like a purple worm on the front with a dude on a horse riding away from it.
I have in my hands here Advanced Dungeons and Dragons 2nd edition Forgotten Realms Volo's Guide to Waterdeep.
Wow.
Let's have a look. Published 1992.
Yeah, I think this TSR one was 1990. God, it had all sorts of weird stuff in it when you think about it now, like weapon mastery, where you had deflections and all sorts of stuff. And
I think I've got most of them, not all the maps. Most of the maps go with that Volo's. I went through a phase where I collected, I had all of the 3.x books and then pretty much sold them all. And then the same with 4th edition. I had most of the 4th edition. In fact, I had all the 4th edition books and then sold them all. And I've still got a little bit of 4th edition, not much. But this time around, I'm not going to get rid of my 5th edition stuff.
I had a tea chest. Do you remember those tea chest things? Full of my books. And when I left my parents, when I was like 18, they decided to get rid of everything.
No!
Bastards.
Oh, that's terrible.
All right, we're all back. Welcome back, everybody.
For any reference, my dad's still got the original Rogue Trader.
Wow.
No.
And I've got one of the books where they divided the Chaos creatures into 2 books, and I've got the one with Nurgle and is it Nurgle and Slanish?
Just Slanish, yeah. I used to work for Games Workshop years ago and used to get loads of good stuff off them.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a Games Workshop nerd. Well, not anymore, but was.
back in the day when the dwarf, elf, and halfling were classes.
Yes. Going to Nottingham for their usual yearly Golden Demon Award things.
Yeah, I went there once. I went to Birmingham. Is it Birmingham International? It's where they.
It was not Nottingham we used to go to.
Gladiators. You know the program Gladiators. It was just up there. I
All right,
think.
yeah.
The National Indoor Arena.
That's it. That's the one.
All right, let's get back. So, 4 hours later, you trape and arrive back
Disheveled.
on the northern road of. Oh, that's quite pleasant music. You arrive coming in to Seastrand along the northern road. It's about 10 to 6 in the evening. The sun's still out, but it is starting to drop down the horizon. It's actually quite loud, aren't they?
That's the part of the party.
Perhaps we should check in with the wizard first.
I want to check in with the wizard. He said he was going to look into what the orcs in the west are up to. I want to find out if he's found anything.
All right.
I missed my token on the screen.
Your token not on the screen, Medi?
No.
Yeah, he is.
Mine isn't either.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, I can't see mine.
All right,
I
hang
can
on.
see the party one. I can see Ember, but I can't see.
Jet's token's different from the one in the dungeon.
Yeah, hold on. So, who's not on screen?
I am not on.
Medi, can you see yourself now?
I can now, thank you.
Who else is not? L'Oreala.
No, I'm not.
Okay. Kelgar.
No. Yeah, I can't see myself.
No, I can see you.
Why is there two?
And I can't see L'Oreala, although she
Okay, we're out in the forest at the bottom.
L'Oreala's right at the bottom. Zoom out. Can you see L'Oreala?
Here.
I'm down at the wizard tower as well.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I can.
Okay.
Can't see mine either.
There's like 6 on the screen.
Can now, Jeff.
Oops, hang on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
No. Okay. You make your way down through Seastrand. The town is quite active still. And looking out to sea into the harbour, there is probably double the number of galleys and longships than there was sort of a day or two ago when you first sort of left and first arrived. You make your way down to Godrenn's. The wizard, the tower itself is kind of closed. There's a couple of lights burning in one of the upper windows in the tower.
I bang on the door as hard as possible.
Yes. I'll be there in a
Goodbye.
moment. And you hear kind of shuffling about and some clanking, and then after sort of 5 minutes or so, you hear a couple of bolts on the door open, and the door opens a crack. Yes? It's you. You're back.
We're back. We need to talk.
Yes. Come in. Mind the mess.
Alright, so I guess we'll just bundle in, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, this place isn't big enough for the number of you, so some of you will have to stand and some of you can sit. And there's probably a couple of comfy chairs, a stool and a chair by a table. And he takes one of the comfy chairs near the fireplace and kind of pulls out a pipe and draws on the pipe and begins to light it and tamp it as he's going along. So, you're ready to take my goods to Noltec?
Can we delay? Do we have time?
We
How fast?
should be in a couple of hours. We've been out in the wilderness and it took slightly longer than we thought.
How fast does Noltec need your goods?
Toast, he's expecting them by the week's end. You've got a couple of days.
And what sort of distance are we talking to Noltec? Refresh my memory. Wasn't he to the south?
25 miles.
So a good day's travel.
So you can travel about 5 miles at normal pace every 4 hours, and you would generally travel 4 lots of. So yeah, you would generally travel 20 miles in a day at standard pace.
Hmm.
So I'm just going to look around at the party. So do we need who needs a full night's rest?
Well, I think we can crack on. I'll just make sure that I don't think something stupid as trying to jump in and try and help Rage.
No.
The thing being, you may not see the attack coming.
No, Jet doesn't appear to be getting worse, but he's certainly not getting any better.
If it's now 6 p.m. or thereabouts, so the night is coming in. So maybe we set off at first light, and perhaps Jet can have a good night's sleep tonight, if that's possible.
Okay.
And we'll leave at first light in the morning.
We still need to see the other guy, don't we?
Yes,
Yeah,
but there's nothing to stop you going to the tavern and having a good rest, though, Jet.
It's still early evening. We have time to speak to Tolvik and then retire to the inn.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Godrenn points to the table, and on the table is an iron-bound chest, about 2 feet by a foot in height. That's the thing that I would like you to take. It's a little heavy. It might not be something you want to carry by hand. Maybe a hand cart or a normal cart would be useful.
Where do we get a cart from?
Ask around town. I'm sure somebody will have one. Though I doubt they'll give you it for free.
Wouldn't you cover the costs of the cart?
Well, I believe I'm giving you 175 gold pieces for taking this. Surely that's enough to cover the cost of the car.
I think that covers the cost of our time.
Well, we'd already agreed the price, so I don't think going back on your word now would be such a good reputation.
No, Godrenn, I agree. We'll source a cart out and a mule or a horse to pull the cart.
There's plenty of goods coming into the town to go by ship. I suppose there may be a free cart or two.
Exactly. Perhaps you could recommend somewhere. You being a man of this town.
Is there a local stable or anything, or somewhere that might keep the odd trade horse?
Indeed. And he. I'm having a look now, so I don't think I've got one marked on the map. Hello.
No, I looked around the map and I couldn't see one.
I'll just walk over to it. You said it was a couple of feet by 1 foot. How heavy is it?
It's about 25 pounds.
Okay. What's that in proper measurements, for fuck's sake?
Oh, behave.
I've been over here too long.
11 kilos.
Yeah, it's a little bit heavier than that, so it's probably about 15 kilos.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't terrible mental maths, that's all right.
15 kilos. It's quite bulky.
How big was it, did you say?
It's about 2 foot by 1 foot by 1 foot.
Okay. So we could put it on a mule.
Yeah, absolutely. You could put it on a mule, you could put it on a hand cart. It's more of a
rage.
You could carry it, but it is bulky, and that's the key thing. You're not. If you got caught out in a combat, you're going to have to drop it.
Well,
Yeah.
I'd have no qualms about dropping it.
Well, I do, because we're tasked with taking this chest to this other chappie, and if there's glass vials inside, if we drop it, it could smash.
So I'm going to
does it
have
say on
little
it?
pictures of
with
like
the-
a glass with a crack across it, or little arrows pointing upwards, or umbrellas on it.
Yeah, there would be.
Wait, what?
Godrenn looks at you, and you do need to be careful with the contents. There are a number of breakables in there, as well as normal wizardry supplies. And I am paying you to get it to Towster in one piece.
Sorry, Towster.
Have we
Actually,
took
I'm
the
not
money yet?
paying you. No, actually says, actually, I'm not paying you. Towster will pay you. And he kind of digs his hand into the side of his chair and he pulls out a piece of parchment and he hands it out in front of
I'll take it.
And effectively, it's a promissory note. You know, I, Godrenn, have hereby hired the bearer of this to deliver said goods, and there's a list of goods, and then it says in a sealed, locked, magically locked and warded chest to Towster of Noltec. On receipt of this, Towster will pay the bearer 175 gold pieces.
Where's Towster?
He's in Noltec. So Towster is the wizard that lives in Noltec.
Where the fuck is
And
that?
Noltec was down
It's-
bottom left,
Southwest.
southwest,
Yeah, southwest.
4117.
Just not
Oh,
too,
there.
yeah, 4117. Yeah, exactly.
Got it.
So 5 days. Is that?
No, it's a day and a half.
What is it? Oh, so
Yeah.
it's
5 miles a day, but that's on good terrain.
It's 5 miles a hex, and you can travel 20 miles a day on decent terrain.
okay, got it.
Yeah, sorry, that's right.
Obviously, if you come down and across the hills, sort of the hills where the River Differing flows out of, then you're going to slow yourself down. And if you trek through the desolates, you won't need to stretch the desolate swamp. But if you trek through the Differing woods, which are sort of here, that would also slow you down.
But do we know if there is a crossing at Brushwood,
There is a crossing at Brushwood. Yes.
which probably has a trail leading south? I would have thought.
Yeah. Actually, whoever Dart, where you've just pinged is more likely where the crossing actually is.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It will come down around the northern side of the River Differing from Brushwood, cross over, and then head down to Noltec.
Yep.
Skirting the edge of the Differing Hills.
Yes. Right. Godrenn, would you mind us leaving the chest here until the morning while we source out a transportation?
Absolutely not. That's not a problem. I'll have it ready for you. I do have errands to run tomorrow, so if you're not here by sunup, I will leave it out. I'll leave it on my doorstep.
No, we'll be here by sunup. One of us will be, definitely, just to guard it if the rest of us can't.
That is good.
Rage, you'll turn around and leave.
Okay.
I'm going to
Rage,
go.
leave.
I'm going to go to the discount suppliers and then to the Golden Chimney, see if I can catch them before they close.
No problem.
And I'm looking for a mall.
A mall.
I need to ask the wizard, Godrenn, if he's found anything out about the orcs in the west. He said he was going to look into it before we left.
Yeah, you did.
I'd like to head to the Golden Chimney.
I'm going to ask Ember. I'm going to say, Ember, my mischievous little friend, are you able? I assume your profession, you're able to talk to merchants and you know their wares. Could you find us a cart or a cart and a horse or a mule, perhaps?
An errand girl?
No, you're not an errand girl, but you're a most amazing negotiator.
She didn't negotiate here.
Ask me.
Perhaps I can assist with negotiation if someone could find someone willing to sell.
I'll ask at the discount supplier and the chimney.
I'm
And
not very good at
Yeah.
talking to people.
I was going to either the discount store, or we could head to the docks or something like that, right?
I think someone supplying the docks may be willing to separate apart with an empty cart because they've dropped off supplies. Obviously, they'll want paying, but
I mean, I could look at see to find the local thieves people, maybe, or the under. Can I do that? Because I've got that thing called Thieves Can't.
can't.
Thieves can. Yeah, I mean that allows you to speak in a specific language that is only known to thieves.
Would there be thieves in this town?
Let's have a look, shall we?
They're everywhere.
Yeah, whether they've got an established kind of guild house or what have you is probably a question.
Bet that is beneath the inn.
Well, let's come back to that in a moment. So, going to both the discount store and the chimneys, neither of them have a mall. It appears to be something that they just don't use here as a weapon.
I'd like to inquire at the Golden Chimney about a shield.
A golden chimney.
What about a warhammer?
There are light hammers at the Golden Chimney, so not a warhammer as such. And yes, the Golden Chimney does have a shield.
I'd like to negotiate around the price of a shield if I can.
Okay, give me a persuasion check.
I'd like to give myself guidance. I'll whisper a low prayer.
Okay. Have a look at.
Do that before I go in. So.
And again, both the discount supplier and the Golden Chimney only seem to have light hammers, not war hammers, unfortunately.
Did that come through, or
I didn't see it, no.
Evil,
I
just
can't
a
see
thought.
it.
We've got a great axe we've got a great axe in our party inventory. Is it worth trying to trade?
I don't know. Are they open to trading? I can
I'll
discuss
take
that.
which one? The discount supplier or Golden Chimney?
The Golden Chimney initially, which is where I'm at.
Yeah, the Golden Chimney will take a great axe.
Well, I mean, unless anybody wants it. I mean, you're still with us, so I can't have this conversation with you, but.
Oh, my next thing would be to.
Well, I presume we'd have had this conversation previously. Like, as we're heading out away from the Mage Tower, like, we'd probably discuss what we're doing, and I'd mention I'm going up to the Golden Chimney to buy a shield.
Because we've got other things to sell, right? We've got gems and we've got 2 silver ruby amulets.
Yeah, and
So,
I will be fitting the half plate at some point during the night.
We do have some coin in the party kitty, which it might be worth us splitting a certain quantity of. How many of us are there?
7 of you.
7.
What's
It's
an
about
easy
just
number?
under 20 each, right?
Sorry?
It's just under 20 each.
It is, but if we take 10 each individually and then leave the rest in the party kitty for the cart and things like that.
Yeah.
So if I knock 70 gold off of this, we each add 10 to our characters.
Yep.
That works.
Okay.
If I can do some mental maths, I think it's 61.
You're the boss.
Ember, how are you going about trying to find the Thieves Guild?
I haven't got a clue. I've never thought of this before.
You're a thief.
Yes, but I've not played. This is my first game.
I recommend the shadier taverns or maybe the discount store.
Yeah, or lurk around in corners of the market, in the shady corners, right? Or in dark alleys near the market or something like that. Well, it's not the market.
Well,
it's
I suppose it's a town square. I could see if any, keep an eye on people and see what they're doing, and probably see if I can find a thief.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So we'll run through each of you individually as you go off to do things. I'm just going to pause the in-game time because all of this will be simultaneous. I'll just move it on in 5-minute chunks. Medistra, what are you doing?
I was going to try and source out a cart and
Okay.
and a donkey, perhaps, or a horse.
So there is a. Let's have a look. Okay. This building, this cluster of buildings here, is a stable, and sort of this building here, I guess, would maybe be a cartier or something like that, sort of next.
Yeah.
Okay. Kurgan, you're talking to the wizard about the orcs, right? Jet, what are you doing?
I'm going to go to the inn, the Lion and the Sun. I'm going to have a few. Oh, I can't remember myself.
That is also my priority, is to go and have ale, but I want to get the wizard away first.
Oh, right. Okay, thanks. So I have a few pints, and then it's going to be up to rest.
Okay. Kelgar, I take it you're heading off on your own again and playing music and stuff.
Well, I actually come to have a look at the boats and see what's going on here.
Okay, cool. All right, so let's go around. L'Oreala, you want a shield. You want to negotiate for a shield, right?
Yeah, and I've agreed, I guess, to sell the great axe.
Okay.
From the party kitty.
No, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry, Jet. That's because I changed the thing.
I was sleepwalking.
You was. Okay. All right. Give me a persuasion check, please.
Okay. 2 ticks. That is.
And you were going to do with guidance, right?
I was, yes. Oh, that's pretty good. 22.
Okay. He offers you 20 gold. Actually, the great axe is an oversized great axe, so it's a bit of a novelty and a bit of an oddity. He offers you 30 gold for the great axe, which is standard buy price for a great axe.
It's probably not bad, really, is it? Because
he's good. Normally, you would expect half price for a standard, half price or less for a non-magical weapon.
I think that seems a fair trade, but I will try and leverage the interesting novelty on my purchase of a shield. Yeah.
The shield that he has does bear the Seastrand sort of emblem, which is a ship coming into birth, and he's a bit apologetic about this. He said, "Look, what with you give me the axe, I can do the shield. Shall we call it 5 gold? So I'll give you 25 gold, and we call it done."
Yeah, I think that's a reasonable deal. Yes, I think that's a good agreement. Would you be able to take the emblem off for me, even if it's just left blank or?
He says, I only sell them. I don't make them. You'd need to find a smith or something to do it for you. But as far as I can
gold
tell,
chimney was the smith, isn't it?
Gold chimney smith. Oh God, he is a smith. He is a smith.
Yeah,
you're right.
That's what I was asking.
I can do, but it'll take me a couple of days.
Perhaps I can get this sorted later. I wonder if there'd be anywhere that would sell paint or tar. Tar for the ship, surely. Yes. Okay, 5 gold sounds great, and hand over the great axe, and I presume I get 25 gold.
Yeah. Add 25 gold. Delete the great axe from the party fund.
Take 5 gold off of mine and add 30 gold to the party treasury.
Go for it. You do that. You should be able to update all the treasury. So
yeah.
I will just delete the great axe for you. And you want a shield, right?
Yes, please.
What a shield. Is it wooden shield or a metal shield?
They're all the same technically in D&D. It's a shield. It's a metal shield with black leather handle, and has been sort of enameled rather than etched a rather intricate kind of seascape. You should have a shield on your...
I do, which I have equipped. Thank you.
Nice. That gives you an armor class of 17, yeah? Is that correct?
It does, yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Nice. Okay. Right. Hang on. Let's go across. I need to. I just want to try and do it in kind of row order as people as I encounter people going left to right. So Medi.
Yes, sir.
You arrive at the stables and sort of the attached, not quite attached, but clearly part of the same holdings or steading, if you like, the cartier. It's an elderly gentleman, maybe in his late 40s, early 50s, slightly stooped, but still has some muscle around his mass.
I'll step up to him and I will bow from the waist down and say, "Hello, sir. I'm interested in something that maybe you perhaps can provide."
Yes. What is it you're looking for?
We need to transport some goods for a friend of ours in this here town, and we need a cart and a horse or a mule to do the job.
A cart, a horse, or a mule? Or all three?
Well, ideally a cart with something to move that said cart.
Well,
what do you have to offer?
Well, I have a small. I definitely have a small cart. It's not the best of conditions, but it's definitely something you could use.
Would it perhaps carry something as large as a sack of potatoes?
Oh, absolutely. It kind of shows you a cart that's sort of in between a hand cart and a wagon.
Wonderful. Yeah. This looks ideal. Now, what do you have that can pull this?
Well,
now, speed is not the essence, but then again, speed is nice.
Well, I can certainly give you a mule.
Is it a fast mule, and would you be able to add the feed?
We can certainly sell you the feed, yes.
And how much are we talking for the pair?
Oh, the wagon, the mule. That's an interesting, good question. He kind of furrows his brow for a moment, and you can see him, almost without realizing it, counting on his fingers.
I'll watch his fingers as he does it.
Yeah, no worries. DM is stalling. I don't know how much these things cost.
They're free.
They're just after basic equipment.
You have a page.
Cart is 15 gold pieces at cost.
8 at cost, I think.
The donkey or mule is 8, yes.
155, right? Roughly speaking.
155?
No, that's the page.
Sorry.
I
I was about to burn his house down, just take it.
He says, well, well, normally these would be with the feed, you say?
Well, I don't want the poor animal to starve, but yes, sir, please.
How many days worth of feed?
I would say 3 days.
Well, let's set you back 22 gold.
22 gold. Oh, That's a little bit more than I have, I'm afraid. I mean, perhaps let me have a look at this cart. And Medistra will wander on this cart and he'll find the soft spots of wood where the woodworm had been in and put his fingers in it.
Give me an investigation check.
I certainly will. Not so good. So that's just...
Yeah, the cart to your eye looks pretty good, actually.
It's
quite solid. Yeah. And yeah, it's probably worth 15 gold.
Yeah, so he's on the mark with that then. Look, sir, I'll be honest with you. I have 20 gold on me.
20 gold, you say?
Yes, and I would. You're an honest man. Your goods seem fit for purpose.
Aye, that they are. They're definitely fit for purpose.
Would you allow me to purchase them for 20 gold, and when I come back from our delivery that we are doing, I will give you the extra 2 gold?
Give me a persuasion. With advantage.
And
well,
I am being completely honest with this.
He kind of looks you up and down. You know, we don't get many of your kind here. And there are some people who say that you're spawn of the God Emperor himself.
That's a
And
perception.
as he says that, he's... Sorry?
It was a perception check, not
Oh.
persuasion.
Sorry.
Well spotted.
You can probably just add another 1 or 2 onto that kind.
I assume you're better at it, so...
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
He says, well, we don't normally get your kind round here. No offence meaning.
None taken. I have the same reaction no matter where I go.
That's a shame. You seem like a nice fella. I presume
was
you're a fella. He looks at you and he says, I presume you're a fella.
I mean, I was raised in the most amazing orphanage.
Ah, an orphan. Well, you look honest. You look like good folk. So I'll tell you what. I'll definitely do you for 20 gold, and I'll throw... How about I throw 5 bags of feeding? Don't want the beast to get to go hungry.
Do you know, with that, Medistra will take one step forward. He will clasp his hand in both of Medistra's hands and shake them firmly and say, "You, sir, are amazing. Thank you for this. Thank you."
Well, you're welcome. Would you like me to hitch her up for you?
Please, because in all honesty, I wouldn't know how until you show me.
Yeah, so he brings a less of a mule, more of a sort of small shire horse that he fastens to the cart.
We got like a pit pony.
Yeah, basically. She won't go fast. She ain't a galloper, but she's slow, she's steady, and as long as you ain't taking her up a mountain, she'll get you anywhere.
Wonderful.
She doesn't like boats, though. And he kind of glances. He says that he glances over his shoulder towards the to the harbour, and he kind of looks back and he says, "Yeah, she kicked a few sailors last time they tried to get her on a boat. So, just no boat."
No boats. I will take that with you. Yeah, thank you. Could I ask one small favour? Could we pick her up at first light in the morning?
Yes, you can. Not a problem. I'll have her ready for you.
Thank you, sir. But what is your name, by perchance?
Ha. Hold on a second. I am not unprepared. I just need to...
I've forgotten my name. Let me look at my notes.
I've got to find my note. Yeah.
Bob.
My name is Bob.
No, he's not Bob. Ooh, that's... Ooh. Oh, no. That's not going to be a good name.
I actually want to come back to this chappie and give him something extra.
I bet you do.
Okay.
As you do.
He's what? He says, my name is Robett Deane.
Robett Deane. Thank you, Robett.
It's Robett, but it's kind of pronounced Robert.
Yeah. I am Medistra. Thank you very much for your trade, and I will come back.
Oh.
And with that, I will again wave over my shoulder and wander off into the night, back to the inn.
Kelgar, you make your way down through the village, past the inn, sort of parting ways with Jet, as Jet kind of sort of says, he's going to head in and secure a room for everybody for the night and start a tab. You make your way to the jetty to look at what's going on. Even at this time of night, sort of after 6 p.m., sailors are still out on the jetties, moving various cargo to and from, mostly to actually the ship. You can see a lot of open barrels with what appear to be arrows in them. You can see several crates and chests containing weapons, swords, etc., rations and stuff, barrels of mead. It's a fairly bustling kind of place, and sort of out on the greenery, sort of to the south, you can see a number of tents have been pitched, and the loud, rowdy noise of sailors getting drunk, even at this time of day, kind of wafts over you. Here and there, you can hear snippets of music playing.
Okay. I head over to the camp.
No worries. It's just typical kind of tarpaulin tents have been pitched, sort of almost haphazardly. No real semblance. You kind of look at it, and here and there are maybe clusters of 4 or 5 tents, sort of 4 or 5, 2 to 4 to 5 men tents. And you kind of observe for a little bit. There's definitely camaraderie amongst those, and you kind of assume they must be the crew of a particular ship that have kind of berthed here. And every now and then you watch as people kind of get up and they wander out towards the town, or people are wandering back from the town, and a few people kind of stagger in. And then you hear a couple of them talking, tonight we're going to go over and enjoy a bit of time at Chastity's. Aye, let's get some girls at Chastity's, says another one. And, looking around, there's a few harmonica players. There's a couple of people playing flutes or other, lutes and lyres and things. And a few sort of skull, sort of the classic Norse bard that are singing to their crew various stories and war songs.
Okay. I'm going to inquire with if there's anyone around who kind of looks deep in conversation, or find someone to inquire. What brings you all here then? Is this the armada which is being built?
Indeed it is. We're here at the order of the Lord, and we're getting ourselves ready. I think we set sail in maybe 5 days, I think it is.
Where to?
Yeah, I think I spelled that right. Roglaroom, that's it. To the mouth of the Roglaroom, seeking pirate.
The pirates.
The Overlord has promised 100 gold for every ship that we sink.
With cannons, or how are you gonna?
No, it's bows and trebuchets,
Ballistas.
and ballista, depending on the size of the ship.
I nod and wander off over to where the other musicians are playing, and then proceed to attempt to upstage them.
All right, give me a performance check. No worries. Do you want to Yeah, give me a performance check.
Oh.
It's been a while. Yeah, probably 3 or 4 days since you've really played for an audience other than your comrades in arms, and you're a little bit rusty. You're not bad, but you're not as good as you know you can be. I wouldn't say you upstage them, and you start to try and upstage them, but in the end, you all end up kind of playing off each other and creating a fairly harmonious sort of not heavy metal, but upbeat rock kind of tune that gets the local sailors up and dancing, and a few of them moshing, and ale and mead going everywhere, and slaps on the back. And you probably spend, I would say, you spend a couple of hours. Give me a D12. Roll a D12. By the end of it, you manage to pocket 6 gold pieces for 2 hours' work. In a lot of cases, so it's probably more likely to be lots of copper, a fair chunk of silver, and maybe 1 or 2 gold coins max. But 6 gold into.
It's a good wage for 2 hours.
It's very good wage for 2.5 hours, and you kind of get a sense that the sailors in this time, they're frustrated. They've been on land longer than they used to. They're still going to be on land longer than they want to be, and they're getting drunk and just not quite being frivolous with what little money they have left. But they're certainly not being shy to, reward those who entertain.
Cool, good stuff. After that, we shall head back to the inn.
No worries. Jet, you get there, you secure room for the group again, a couple of rooms for the group, and get yourself some beer.
Yep.
After about half an hour, so by the time I'll advance the time in a minute, but as we roll to about 6:45-ish in the evening, Medistra will arrive.
Mm-hmm.
And not far behind Medistra will
Actually, I want to head to the dock.
Yeah, okay. Medistra will arrive.
Medistra will. I'll look at Jet and say, Jet,
Where's my mug?
could you get me a drink? I've got no money.
Yeah, I can get you a drink. What would you like?
I just nail, sir. Just nail.
Yeah, I'll ask the barman if you can get another ale.
Ember, let's switch to you. So you spend half hour or so sort of loitering around the marketplace, getting quiet. A lot of the market stall holders are starting to shut up. But give me a perception check.
Okay. Sorry, I was falling asleep.
No worries.
That's my trick.
When if you were robbed by a thief.
About 20 minutes into your kind of watch, do you notice a gnome and a human do a pretty good handoff? And you track, so the human passes something to the gnome, and the gnome continues walking and heads to a building sort of just on the edge of the market. Do you wish to follow the gnome?
Yes.
Okay. Are you doing it out in the open, or are you trying to be stealth?
Copy.
Give me a stealth check then. Okay. You follow the gnome and watch as the gnome kind of walks up to a side door on not the biggest building in the area, but not the smallest either. And the gnome not 4 times, but in a specific pattern. The door opens, the gnome steps inside, door closes.
Okay. I was just thinking, I thought I was looking for the Thieves Guild because they'll be able to tell me what's going on in the town.
Yep. And that's you. And that's as far as you know. That's you think you've followed a member of the Thieves Guild.
I know that. It's just I'm thinking because we don't actually need to know anything about the town at the moment. We've just because Medi's just bought the cartons, so I'm not sure what I'm doing this for.
Just maybe create a contact, perhaps.
Oh, okay, good point. Yeah. All right. I will go up to the door and repeat the knock, I suppose.
I'd like you to make give me a dexterity check. Okay.
Beautiful.
You repeat the knock. Absolutely spot on. Give me 1 second. I just want to make a note. I want to circle some buildings so I know what's going on. Okay. The door, sort of a grate on the door slides open, and the face of a half elf. Actually, no. You're taken by surprise to see a lizard folk face.
What?
The face of a lizard folk. A lizard man.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Kind of looks down its snout at you. Can I help you?
Yes, I'm looking for some information.
No information here. Have you tried the inn? Plenty of information to be found at the inn. Nothing here.
Not what kind of information I'm looking for.
Now, what kind of information are you looking for?
God, I'm terrible at this.
No, you're not. Go for it.
Information about what's going on in this town that normally people don't really know about.
That's a little specific. And she makes she kind of puts a hand like a sort of like a, think about it, it's a lizard hand. It's kind of 3-fingered and a thumb kind of hand at the window, and she gestures. You recognize the gesture as thieves' cant, basically saying, "Are you one of us?"
I will reply in the same sort of. I don't know what. I would reply in thieves' cant as well.
Okay. And what are you replying? Yes, no, not sure.
Yes to the question of are you one of us?
Okay. I've not seen you before. Are you a new one of and she goes, well, I've not seen you before, but come in, make yourself at home. Old Jhank here is always happy to see friends.
Thank you.
Opens the door.
I go inside.
You're a little bit surprised. There's a small room and a door beyond. The door beyond is closed at the moment, but she kind of walks in and she opens the door and she gestures you to come through. Down there, you'll find the rest of the folk. And as you kind of look down, you can see that there is a trapdoor that is currently open, a rug cast to one side, and a rampway that's been built down under the ground.
Oh, okay. I think you don't want to go down there or not.
Ember was never seen again.
That's what I was thinking, because I'm thinking of that movie.
No, it's Skyrim, and you're in Is it Riven? No, what's it called?
Not joining the Dark Brotherhood.
Yeah.
Joining the Dark Brotherhood. Yeah,
Yay!
I'll go down the ramp.
you will.
Yeah.
You two are the-
All right. We'll come
A
back
line,
to you
it's
in
a
minute.
human centipede.
We'll come back to you in a little bit, Ember.
Okay.
Round to you, Rage. Last but not least. Scouring the discount supplier and the chimney, it would appear that warhammers, mauls are not really a favoured weapon in the town. There's lots of swords of various sizes, shapes, point, edges. There's a couple of light hammers, but nothing heavier.
That's fine. I'll go back to the inn.
All right.
And I will start integrating the half plate.
No worries.
I've put it onto my sheet.
Yeah.
I put a set of half plate onto my sheet, but it's dropped my AC to 14 for some reason.
Right,
I'm not sure why. But
let's have a look, shall we? So you would lose. There you go. 18. Is that what you were expecting?
yes,
There you go. It's because the way it works is it was looking at your temporary effects followed by your unarmored defense.
so it
and
was
they
it was the mage armor that was on there for some reason.
Yeah. Did you have mage armor cast on you?
I can't remember because it wouldn't make any difference to me.
No, because you can't cast it in armour, so I would have done that.
Oh, would it affect? Not relevant to you. Okay, so there you go. Okay. Yeah, so that's probably. Hold on, I'm just going to advance it. So that's sort of 30 minutes you've all spent. You probably actually spent a little bit longer than that. It's probably more likely close to 45 minutes to move around town and negotiate. Gradually, one by one, you're all arriving back at the inn. Kelgar won't arrive back at the inn till closer to 9 p.m.
Did I manage to find any either dark paint or tar at the docks?
You will find some tar at the docks, yeah.
I'll ask if I can take a brush to my shield and offer to pay a couple of copper or something. If
there's one of the ship's crew who's kind of fetching one of these things of tar, obviously looking to head towards his, back to his ship and continue to tar the hull and further waterproof it. He kind of pauses. You give him a few copper.
Buy yourself an ale.
He's like, go for it, and he just waits patiently while you slap some tar on the shield.
Yeah, just to darken it off. Thank you very much.
Okay,
I'll go to the end.
All right, Ember, you head down.
Do you want to do Guy first? Because he's 1 hour ahead of us as well in this game.
Oh, Kurgan. Yeah, I forgot all about you. Sorry, I didn't see you on the map. Yeah. As everybody goes, you kind of loiter, and Godrenn looks at you. Yes. What is it you want? I guess you want something from me.
Well, you said you were going to look into the orcs into the west. We know they're there. We know they're heading south. You said you could figure out what was going on or help us.
The orcs, yes. Well, I've tried. There is strong magic about to the west. Unusual magic preventing long-range scrying, but the orcs travel. Bear with me. Kind of make things difficult. You forced me to look up a load of notes. Yeah, the orcs travel under the banner. Well, no, the orcs travel with Fastis at their head.
Who's Fastis?
As far as I can tell, he is a human that somehow wormed his way into leadership of the Orcs of the Crucible.
Hmm.
And he's travelling southwards. He approaches Wenlock.
It seems odd that orcs would allow a human to lead them.
Oh, there are many odd things that happen here in the realm. Not so unusual, but yes, perhaps.
Could I ask you to message me if you find anything else out?
I can try. Yes.
Right.
I will be able to contact you, though you may not be able to respond.
That's enough.
I have one other thing. I believe Fastest may be travelling at the behest of Koth. Now, I don't know who this Koth is beyond. He is a hobgoblin of some repute.
You
For
don't know
he
where
rides.
he comes from, or
He shakes his head. He says, "I don't know. I do know he rides a blue dragon."
that seems dangerous.
For those who stand in Koth's way, perhaps. For Koth himself, maybe not. Who knows? He clearly has some kind of symbiotism with the dragon. But in either way, Fastest is travelling south at the command of Koth.
And whose is the hand Koth's banner then? You said he was travelling under the...
Yeah, he's
actually,
travelling
out of character. You're sitting under the banner of the hand, right?
Yes, I did, yeah.
Yeah.
He shakes his head at you. He says, I don't know who the banner of the hand belongs to.
This worries me.
Well, there are several days to the west. They're currently not heading this way, so I don't think there's too much to be worried about, but one never knows.
Okay, thank you. And turn around and walk out.
No.
I did want to just go up to the discount supplies store quickly, just to ask some question.
Yeah.
Do they have a dragon chess set?
Do they have a dragon?
And if so, how much?
What the hell is that?
It's a game. It's a
Ah.
chess game played on 3 levels, representing air, earth, and the under something or other. I can't remember.
When they're playing Star Trek.
I was gonna say that, Dart, but I'll let you do it.
They do have a dragon chess set. It is 9 silver pieces.
9 silver pieces. I will point at it. I will put 9 silver pieces on the counter and say nothing.
Mm-hmm. He will get the dragon set and he will give it to you.
Cool.
This what you want?
That's exactly it.
And he takes it. He hands over the box with the dragon set in and scoops the money off and puts it into his pocket.
Perfect. Can I add that into my own inventory, or do you need to do it? I can never remember.
I need to find it.
The economics are a bit thrown off in this world because a horse and cart is 22 gold, but a game is only like 9 silver. Whereas in the real world, a game is like 22 gold, and a horse and cart is like 9 silver.
Don't know. Have you ever tried to buy a horse and cart?
So many times.
Every other day.
Very, very expensive.
There isn't actually a dragon chess set, so let me just put one in here. on you.
Alright.
Is it Dragon Chest? Yeah.
Yeah, I just added a link in the chat as well, just so Dark can have a look if he wants.
All right. It's normally 1 gold piece. Why? Cool. Let me get to your cheat again.
All right, and then once I've got that, I'm just going to head to the inn, and I am going to sit in a corner again, as I do, kind of away from everybody else, with a beer, and I'm just going to put the dragon chest set in front of me and just see if anybody comes to play. No expectation; it's just sitting there.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, Ember, let's go back to you, and then we'll probably wrap it up for the night. One more thing I want to give you all before we call it in.
Oh.
You head down the ramp into a rather well-lit subterranean. Well, you imagine it started off as the cellar, but has been kind of widened out. And as far as you can tell, glancing around, you suspect that actually it's broken into the cellar of at least one other building on the row, possibly 2, maybe even 3 buildings. There are a number of people like kind of loitering around, some sat at tables, some studying parchment, some chatting, some drinking. There's a bar in the corner with an elderly lady kind of stood kind of pouring drink. As you come down and in, a youngish lad, maybe no more than sort of 12 or 13, kind of skips over to you. No problem. Skips over to you and smiles. Here, lady. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Aren't you a bit young to be down here?
Why? Aren't you a bit small to be down here? He's about. She's about. No, it's about
3 foot or something like that.
half foot taller than you. If I'm too young, you're too small. And then from over in the corner, you hear, "Oi, who are you calling too small?" And you glance over, and there's a gnome that's like no more than sort of just under 2 foot high, sort of stood with a drink in his hand, and he grins, sort of a somewhat toothless grin at you. I don't think I've seen your lights around here. Who are you? Come and grab a drink.
Okay. Although I don't want anything alcoholic.
On a job tonight?
Yeah, I've got a job in the morning.
Do you have the paperwork?
Oh, it's not that kind of job. It's just I'm helping some people.
Right. So you're not here doing illicit thievery without the knowledge of the guild. And he looks at you and kind of smiles.
Do I need to get like a permit and just work here?
It's typically so. What you would know as a rogue is most thieves guilds would expect a rogue who wants to operate inside their territory to at least register with them.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
And then sometimes they will insist that you join the guild, and there might be a fee to join that allows you to operate without any repercussions from the Thieves Guild. If you operate without joining the Thieves Guild or acknowledging, then you are open season for the Thieves Guild. If they catch you, they can do as they please with you. if you join the guild or there isn't a joining requirement, but you are at least acknowledged that you are in town doing a job, then they will generally not hurt you if they come across you. As long as you're not then going after the same mark that they are. So it's very much just think of it as as long as you're open with them, you will be allowed to operate as a thief in their territory. Some of them might ask you for a payment. Some of them might just simply say, you need to give me X to join the guild, and then whatever you take is yours.
Okay. I'm not planning on stealing in this town, though, so don't really need
That's
to...
fine. That's fine. So you're just passing through them?
Yes, I am.
Well, what brings you down to the old property reclaimers?
I wonder if you had some information about the orcs. I mean, the people I'm with have asked, the people who don't know about us. But I was thinking maybe you heard something more.
About the about orcs? What orcs? No orcs around here.
But I thought I heard that they were heading south.
Well, if they are, they're not heading south towards us or from us.
Wait, I'm assuming instead that they only really know about what's going on in the town, not anything else then.
They will know a little bit around here, but not far, correct.
Oh, I think you were saying about 2 miles, right? Okay, alright.
Yeah, just so you know, the orcs that we're talking about are in Crucible, which are about 120 to 150 miles west of you.
And we only got one of them from a crazy druid who speaks to birds and a mage, so...
Yeah. Who's used magic to look into it.
Have you heard about any goblins moving through the area?
Well, there's been a few goblin raids in the area. It's not so much goblins. There appears to be trouble with kobolds to the south. Somewhere between here and Sunlerton.
I can't remember where that is.
431.
Oh, right, just down there. Okay.
Yeah, literally just down there.
Okay.
Seems a couple of our fellows have been raided as part of of caravans that have been travelling in that direction.
Oh, that's interesting because I'm travelling south tomorrow.
Well, keep your wits about you. Look for kobolds. If any come and get you or attack you, don't be afraid to use it. And he nods at your bow and your rapier.
Okay. All right. Do you guys sell any equipment down here by any chance?
Oh, well, we do for guild members. You're not a guild member.
How does one become a guild member?
Well, this month the boss has said the joining fee is 2,000 gold.
It's a bit out of my league. So
yeah. The boss don't want new people at the moment. There's too many sailors around. It's too precarious. If you come back next month, I'm sure the boss will have relaxed the joining criteria.
Okay, all right. I will think that through. And with that, I will say goodbye and go back to the inn where the others are.
He tells you that his name is...
Wait, is this the kid, the 12-year-old I'm talking to?
No, you're talking to a gnome.
It is a gnome, yeah, sorry.
Bear with me a second. His name is Quallen Gimlin. He's small and bony, pale blue eyes, and a long but very well kept beard, which is slightly unusual for a thief, but not massively unusual.
Okay. All right. I've written that down.
All right. I'm just going to advance. So you all carry on drinking and eating and generally chatting.
When I return to the inn and everyone's gathered, I'll say, "Good news, everyone! I was able to sell that axe we found.
Oh, good.
Got a good 30 gold pieces for it.
Wow.
That's
I
amazing.
thought it was a good deal. Yeah.
I bought a horse and cart.
Oh, fantastic, Magistra.
Yep.
Did it cost a lot?
It cost everything I had. But I called my horse, but it's a shire horse, I called her Gertie. She's a beautiful beast and will carry many things. And I have promised to go back to Robett Deane and give him some extra money once we finish our mission.
I smiles and says, "I can't wait to see them. Where's the horse?"
Oh, well, we shall pick it up tomorrow.
Oh,
I didn't see the point of bringing it here tonight.
well, there's a good bit of gold, I think, in the party kitty. Do you need to be reimbursed?
No, I think this is something that perhaps myself I shall keep. It's good to have a pet.
Perhaps we should split some of this money. There's enough for another 10 gold each.
That's I would like. Jet has been buying me beer tonight, so maybe I could do some extra gold for that.
Well, do we want to share another 70 gold out so that people have got coin in their pockets?
I didn't send.
So if you add 10 each, then I'll take 70 out of the total.
We only
Makes
had
sense.
130 in there, didn't we?
Yeah, but then I've given 10 to each of us, and then I've sold the axe. So if we get 10 more gold each, I'll mark 70 off of the party tab.
Deal.
Sounds good.
So I stayed with the wizard and spoke to him. I'm worried. The orcs are moving with someone new at their head, a human called Fastis. They're somewhere near Wenlock at the moment, and they're not coming our way, but this isn't usual. They shouldn't be doing this. I think at some point we should find out more.
Why would the orcs follow a human?
I don't know. The wizard was unable to scry. There's some powerful magic near them protecting them. We know that he said they may be moving at the behest of Koth, a hobgoblin. I don't know him, but he's riding a blue dragon, so clearly not somebody we want to meet at the moment.
A blue dragon, my goodness.
Really? Someone can ride a dragon?
Anybody with a strong enough grip can ride a dragon.
As long as you're behind its mouth, I suppose.
Yeah, it's the kind of grip you need. It's the grip that you need from when you're doing your missus from behind and you call her a different girl's name.
Wow. What time of night?
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
I just realised that we're streaming.
Yeah,
aren't
and
we?
I'm
No.
That's stop the stream.
That's something I would say. That's brilliant.
Can we edit that bit out, Mehdi?
Hell no.
Live.
I didn't cut guys singing. I'm going to cut your faux pas.
As you are kind of all sort of chatting this over,
I've got to say that I learned some information about there are kobolds to the south.
Where?
Really?
They're raiders. They're near the that town that's just a couple of miles away.
Sunderland?
You think we'll be blocking the road?
can you all give me perception
Something.
as you have this conversation?
Perception. Yes, I can do that. Perception. No, I can't fucking remember where perception is.
Should be.
Let's go to the thingy. Hang on.
Oh god, mine's terrible.
DM must remember we are streaming.
No, go natural. That's how I do it.
Yeah, the only way to do it, right?
That's some
Exactly.
good scores. That's all right. It's acceptable.
Medi, as Amber is kind of explaining this, you hear a commotion outside the inn. A woman shouting. And then, Keldar, L'Oreala, you also, a few seconds later, as Ember kind of pauses, telling you about the kobolds of the south, you also hear a woman shouting out.
I'm rubbernecking towards the door. Can I see anything?
It's dark. It's dark outside. In the sort of the lantern light outside, you can see a middle-aged woman seems to be yelling at one of the town's guard.
I will stand up and approach the door.
Likewise. We'll follow
Rage,
Maddie.
you also
Same,
hear this as well. Jet, you can now hear it. The rest of you kind of just suddenly realise something's up when both L'Oreala and Medistra suddenly stand up and start moving towards the door of the inn.
I'm not so moving with them as well.
I've got a look of concern on my face as I walk towards the door.
Yeah, you go outside and you can see two individuals, a man and a woman. They're not dressed shoddily. They're not necessarily dressed regally. And the woman is kind of up in the face of one of the guards, and you can see her poking him, like hitting him with her finger. Every word, almost every other word that she speaks is being kind of accentuated by this finger. You don't care. You're not doing anything about my missing son. He's been missing for 4 days.
And hearing the word missing son, Medistra will move forward, and he will say, I'm terribly sorry to interject in what you're saying, but your son is missing?
Yes. And she kind of steps back a second as she sees you. And then she kind of composes herself.
I was going to say, to be fair, I'm quite intimidated. Look, my horns.
Hurriedly moves up beside Medistra and she says, "Don't worry, my lady. We're here to help. What can we do for you?"
As you say that, L'Oreala, the guard kind of looks at you and under his breath, but just loud enough for you to hear, you kind of, thank fuck somebody's taking this off my hands.
I give him a small wink because that's exactly what I was thinking of doing. So,
and he gives you a crisp salute and then walks off. And you see as he kind of just starts to leave the lantern light of the inn, another guard kind of joins him, laughing at him. Oh, you said you can help us.
Well, possibly. I mean, tell me what has happened, or tell us what has happened, because your son's been missing for 4 days and you're still here.
Well, yes.
Why aren't you looking for him?
Remember that the wilds are dangerous in this area, and this lady may not be able to defend herself.
But what about her husband?
I'm sorry, Ember. I just want to rewind 1 second. When I said kobolds, I actually meant goblins. Sorry, I've just double checked something, and it should be goblins.
I just know that it's goblinoid, so I never.
Goblinoid, yeah.
That's what I was asking for, not goblins in particular.
She looks and she says, "It's my son Bran Whitborn," and she looks at you as if that name should mean something.
I'm sorry, lady, but we're new to this area. We only just arrived by ship the other day.
Well, my name is Adelina Whitborn, and this is my son Jarek Whitborn. My husband Jarek Whitborn. We're the Whitborns. We own a sizable piece of land in the area. To the north. My son Bran, he's travelling up from Teagle, and we were expecting him to arrive here about 4 days ago, but he's not been seen. Not since he left Melton.
Teagle's down the coast of the south, isn't it?
Teagle's down the coast of the south.
Yeah,
Was that where said the goblins were?
Yeah, and Melton, you don't actually know where Melton is.
No. So
she kind of sees.
Adelina, where is Melton compared to like Sunlyton or?
Melton's just a small hamlet between Sunlyton and Seastrand. You really are new from around here. You really are.
We arrived a few days ago from the north.
Well, apparently there is goblins, raiding the caravans on the south road, and the caravan that my son was travelling on never made it. Actually, never made it to Melton, is what she says. It left Sunlyton 4 days ago, but hasn't been seen since. I can, and she kind of looks at her husband, and her husband nods. If you'll help me find him and return him to us, we can give you 200 gold.
I look at Medistra and kind of exchange glances and say, but we are perhaps thinking of heading in that direction.
Yes, I agree, Loriana. We're heading down that way tomorrow morning at first light, but with no promises. We will. If we find your son, we will return him to you. But if we don't, please do not hold us in any form of.
Look, we would gladly help you, but we don't know what we'll find on the road.
We've already been warned that there are goblins to the south of Sunlyton.
Could you describe your son?
It gives you a description. To be fair, the description she gives is the description of any sort of early 20s man. She claims he's really beautiful and blonde.
Another side. At which point, can we ask Gerard, the husband, to give a description? Jarek, sorry. Could he give
any distinctive features or clothing he might wear?
He smiles at you and he kind of says, "My dear, my dear, my dear. We all know how sons appear in the eyes of their mothers. Bran is a
right little shit.
He's an average-looking lad, but he does have a mole on just under his on his jawline. Oh. No, not his penis. On his jawline, just to the left of his chin. And he's left-handed.
Burn him!
The handsome boy, I say, looking at his mother.
That's a very distinctive feature.
It's just a mole is something of a statement that he should be proud of.
And by mole, we're not talking like a small rodent, right?
Yep. Small rodent digging out of... Yeah. No.
You never know with this magic shit going on.
Yeah, you don't, do you?
Where might we find you, or where could we send a message if we do find him?
Well, we own the rather large estate to the north of here. It's about a mile outside of town.
You'd be well known in this town then, so.
But yeah, pretty well known.
Yeah, okay.
Wait, is that the same estate that the other guy that we got the heirloom from?
That was mainly west, wasn't it?
No, that was mainly west, yeah. And that was about 4 hours west, so that was about 5 miles away.
Yeah. So again, I'll bow and say, Adelina, if we find any news, we will send it. If we find your son, we will send him.
No worries.
I smile
She-
comfortingly and squeeze her arm.
And
Exactly.
she responds, grateful. The guards here, they didn't want to do anything about it. They said it wasn't their problem.
No,
That it was for the local baron to patrol the area.
well, that much is possibly true, but and in the guards' defence, they have a lot going on here at the moment.
Indeed, the armada needs to leave, and there are many things going on in the town.
Exactly, the mustering. So the guards are at their utmost doing the best they can. So do not hate the guards. They are doing the best they can. But anything out of the city limits, like any other city, I'm sure is down to the local lord. But we will help you.
Would that be any particular lord that you know of? The one at Sticklestead, I would.
No, it's the one that
Oh.
lives. It's the one that actually
town.
lives in the castle in here.
Yeah.
Gasconfold
write it down
Castle or
somewhere.
something, is it?
Let me find my notes. Yes, I do. What is it
So it's a good probably day, at least a day's travel away, isn't it?
4014.
4014. Citadels and castles in 4014 doesn't exist.
I've got this down about who the scare was. He explained to us ages.
Should
It
we
really
not check in with
doesn't-
Tolvig about his heirloom as well before we head out?
We
We
should.
will, mate. Yeah.
Maybe
Maybe not.
doesn't.
Just take the sword.
I presume we're parting from this lady and her husband now.
Yeah. So she shakes each of your hands and thanks you again massively for doing this, and then they depart back.
It's not a
So
Vatny car, is it?
They go and you watch as they kind of climb into a rather ornate looking wagon, like covered wagon, being pulled by a servant that seems to be wearing a mixture of green and red outfit. The local lord is actually called Laren Gasconfold.
Oh, I don't have that written down anywhere. No.
What if their son's dead then?
By Silberroth's grace, he could be alive, but
It's been 4
He's-
days.
perhaps these raiders might. I don't know. You hear terrible stories, don't you? Perhaps they've captured him, or they may wish to ransom him. I don't know.
Well, they said he's on the road, right? He was travelling south from here along the road, so we follow the same road, we come across him.
Exactly.
If we do, I
So
don't
he
think we
was
can
travelling-
split
he
them to
was travelling-
search.
Yeah, sorry, he was travelling north, left Sunlitten
Sunlitten.
about 4 days ago, and never made it to Melt.
It's only a few miles south, isn't it? 3-4 miles south.
Yeah, Sunlitten's about
A
5
bit more,
miles.
yeah, a bit
It's
more.
about 5 miles. Melton's probably about 2 to 3 miles maximum.
To be fair, the child may have run off with a lover or whatever.
Anything is possible.
You know.
Anything is-
So
But it's worth keeping an eye out, and certainly if we bump into these goblins, we'll need to defend ourselves.
well, we're heading down south, as you say, Lorena. So
halfway.
let's. Yeah, it's on the
I
way.
wonder. I'd say to the rest of the group, I wonder if there's any form of bounty on these goblins. If they've been disrupting trade enough, perhaps there might be some coin to be made.
Maybe we should speak to the guard before leaving the money.
We'd have to check at the old Hamlet station, right?
Yep.
Good point.
Is there?
As you go back into the inn and you settle down and settle in for the rest of the night, discussing your plans tomorrow, which would include visiting Tolvik, collecting the goods from the wizard, and potentially checking if there's any reward for the defeat of any goblins on the road. we will go ahead and finish the.
We whack a long rest in.
We can, yeah. So go ahead and take a long rest.
Can we
And then
whack a
we'll call
mole?
Just coming back and looking at Jet's permanent bloodied status.
I know, it's embarrassing, isn't it?
Now, the problem with that is Jet taking a long rest will not recover hit. He will be on 7 out of whatever his maximum hit.
But his maximum hit points were maximum, though, was it?
So you can spend a hit dice to replenish.
I've got mine.
No, it's fine. We can heal him.
Yeah, he can spend a hit dice. Yeah, Dart, your character sheet in D&D Beyond is actually broken.
Oh,
Because there are references on your character sheet to a bunch of. Was the character a fighter originally?
no, it was always a rogue.
Yeah, there's some very strange things on your character sheet.
Be right back in 10 seconds.
There you go.
So am I still on 7 hit points then? Yeah.
You're still on 7 hit points, yeah.
Let me just change it to 7. There we go.
Right, so we need to. I need to reset you again. There you go. Back for.
I need to delete this character and create a new one or something.
Yeah, what we might have to do is do that. So if you create a new character and then just copy over your character, the details of your character to a new character sheet should be okay. I'll try and take a look at it the next few days.
Okay.
Can I make an? Can I? See, I can't read my writing. Did I write there? My writing is awful. I genuinely can't read it. Wailing Gim.
I type stuff mostly these days.
Right, so I'm back.
No. Right, so you've got Quaylen Gimlin, a new contact who's part of the local thieves guild. You've got Robett Deane, who is the stable master and cartier. You have got Jhank, who is also a member of the Thieves Guild, but is actually a lizardfolk female, which is really, really unusual. And you have got Jarek and Adelina Whitbourne.
That's the parents of
Who are the parents of Bran.
Brian.
There you go.
Bran or Brian, sorry. Bran.
Bran.
And it's Jarell.
Jarek.
So yes, I was trying.
Jarrik. Jarek.
So I was trying to read my over push down penciling.
You're all on 566 hit experience points, and you've all had a long rest.
Oh, long rest. Thank you.
Right, so let me just pause that and go to. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that will take you to 5:15 a.m. in the morning on 17.
Wonderful. So my first thing will be in the morning, obviously next week, next time we play, we'll be going to pick up the package.
No, yes.
But we'll need somebody to go to Telvig.
Yeah, you'll need somebody to go see Tolvik.
I'll have to go and see Tolvik. Sure, I'd appreciate some company there.
I'll go along to make sure we negotiate properly.
Yes, show him the sword. Pointy end first.
Exactly.
No, I'm joking.
I'm not.
Brilliant. Right. Are we calling it, Sid?
We are calling it, yes.
Hmm.
Thanks all for another
Yeah.
awesome evening.
Thank you
No,
very much.
thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
mate.